I'm dear Buddha, but you jam.
Who can be a mammy and answer?
Baby, come here, mouth. There I feel can't dare the crew. Rings with the Nepapo. Monko a jabba jewelry. And what would it pure gold? A good year.
A jabba jewelry. A hot yana me pay.
All right, Yabako a jabba jewelry. A jabba jewelry. A one now will pay pure gold. Yeah, wedding, any engagement rings, bracelets, anklets, waist chains. Asuma dear, kuma dear papa, the border for more Ubena. Well, ye be our Ghana, no, I been swam on it. Any train way. Well, a jabba house. A Doom Kumasi, 22nd Street, Monfre 0277 10 44 88. And Menshia, well, a jabba family house. Menshia traffic lights. Monfre 0277 40 44 88. Website www.ejabajewelry.com and an email info@ejabajewelry.com. Ejabba jewelry. A good dear papa fee no.
Middle for pa. Adia bakwa and self-confidence. And it say good oral hygiene. And num apomodin. Obey obini ni dim koma unstretchy. A sense wouldn't say ka and a pampa if you were no mubano. Or how be enim. It won't so would me. Bra by Grace Dental. Never no dentist. More show no more for mount. By scaling and polishing. Now was centum be a shamubiano. Yenny yim ma wonum and naho. Would you all send a swabu? 2 CSC near DBC Somawa. Bra by Grace Dental. And now would you all send a ka? 2 money jina a bra into yes show him ever by Grace Dental. Kakane how a bubone was simunto krontokro emoye tuntum penisa ye chewo ewo by Grace Dental nya ye ho adwuma e de amawo ana wo how ne de ye wo say moa bia ni ho by Grace Dental ewo moa e de mawo by Grace Dental ewo breman Osei Akoto DVL ne nchen pe bibia ni amien kasa 0244 97 68 05.
Mammy, must me pow.
Now, me papa answer. Who saw no more the we?
And no more. Faith Homeopathic Clinic. As someone you know, I am your who graduate. Yet, woman coffee. When your Faith Homeopathic Clinic and Cabayensi here, come to the war. Now, acquire Faith Homeopathic Clinic. After I saw me, Ariano, okay? As a magic, sir.
Faith Homeopathic Clinic. O ma ben papa.
I bet from Fidie free India. Now, Yariani Shahine. A betcher, as such a mudra. Young fan saw Yaria fast to cry. Oh, what that? Na edron kitinkiti bia se wotafre ho a se yare ne stroke enemu yare honamani enompemu yare wani diabetes blood pressure typhoid mekaja de en mema ye mre wo mpemu nyina wo sa ho yare wo ya acupuncture sciatica ho yare nyina wo ya detox etwi fifiri ni peduani mu ama wo ho to free se yemfa yade enko nsa ma Faith Homeopathic Clinic a wo ma bi do branch ben ho ko ahinema kokoben a wo ben Geomas company etimu nkwanta no so ho a wo be hu Faith Homeopathic Clinic signboard say si ho kakraka wo numbers 0275 96 94 14 and 0244 58 38 59 Faith Homeopathic Clinic Ujidia Jonkwa.
Unia, unim say students bet me at Nafia Siadia and your high school certificate ya whatever bombra. Utinu ye pa. Online high school at Bassi say SHS Online and a year online high school a Dikai or Ghana ha. Yamayan 2 minutes to me programs, Emma JHS graduates. SHS students ya will hear the Shahumwa, who would me a trouble wasi. Me remedial students ya war presser will be trouble wasi na. All for me mouse sent to me and say trust a woman body didn't who share SHS Online. Near Dikai. SHS Online, 2 years SHS, 3 years SHS, ni 4 years SHS. Inti abwa mo baninya butre sua de senior no ape. Etasumieno, esan say ye online school ti. Awo phone say sika bebre and toto provisions. Ene niama enkewo prospectus so te se sekan, detergent, prayer ene ne keka ho. Tuition fee per and arbitrary. Etasumiensa, achirechefo wo online SHS nyina, eye PhD, doctorate, ene MPhil holders nkoa. Ni ewo hia odi besua de SHS Online, a laptop computer, internet, or paper edition idea, and an encancan ahwehyeso. Admission courses sincere. Call shsonline.edu.gh and after 0599 022 998. Nama banning fan who shamun ya.
Odoewu.
Yes, my dear.
And how okra no aduane bio. Me ne nyina be kwa kodidi. E wo Esman Kitchen Restaurant. Ye wo Kumasi ha.
Na sa wo mo kura wo mpa bonten so aduane.
Man dear e no kore. Nanso Esman Kitchen Restaurant nko aduane de bepe.
Enya Esman Kitchen Restaurant omo ye special pa.
Wudu hɔ mu a wo man mu nnuane ahoroɔ, continental, any Chinese dishes, pastries, any akoko mua pa ya wa grill. Me say the host so by tremen from me papa bi abofa hɔ. Ho ye neat. Wotumi ko high hɔ kora e de ye party, wedding, engagement, and the conference no sa no. Na sa dwumayefo mu ye aduane order na so mu de aduane na ba wi a. Won charge ka.
It's my kitchen restaurant.
Wọ́n mú sáwọ̀ fast foods. Yes, kakituwa bi abeyi biya no. Ubedi di ame na kɔhwɛ special pizza bi a ɛwɔ hɔ no. Mi hu bu restaurant bi asada. Wokɔhwɛ mu potato chips ya. Oh, wɔn mu nso deɛ. Obedi di bio. Natural fruit drinks ebi wɔ hɔ. Esma kitchen. Ɛni bɛ bɛ yɛrɛ sponsored with the hwɛ. Traffic rase hɔ a. Wɔn mu phone numbers ɛyɛ 0248 86 50 46 and 0265 70 70 70.
Mema etiefo nyinaa akɔ aba ba Amuzu Herbal Clinic. Na midredro bia ba yefrɛ no Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Eyedura ebua ima eni mema nyinaa. Na oba pampa no ohye efi na seba no obehia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Oba insuo basa basa egu no ono so behia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Oba bi a otie mi na se ne hene pa. Di ono so insawansawa agi na kosokuma boso ono so behia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Oba otie mi anedwun so no pampan pa no ohye edi akire ba ono so behia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Minka se dwun so bia ense nsuo ba se odwun so na se ne color no eni e darkish more yellowish na pampan no ohye omu a ekire me se ekekaye eya ba odwun so no mu. Enti pa Amuzu P na enum e die na chika sei anase hunam ne ya ono so nko pa Amuzu P nonom bema so a otie mi a odwon so mu papa ye ono so behia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Bema bu ha odwon so wie na bi akam wo behia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Dwon so ade dwon so a oti de kakra se ugun nsuo na se ya nko a na oti a uhia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Ensese bema dwon so na moja di akire ba. Enti bema dwunso ane dwunso moja di akire no kopa Amuzu P no mu na sa ni na mfiri ho bema ne dwunso ebon kan uhia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Obi se doc eya na nso totoro efri bema no oba se bi chim kakra na abegu ano white uhia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Insawa agi bema na aboso uhia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Se ba se ohwe aba no emu ya uhia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Obi se doctor mehwa no ahono mesrew enye hwe ahono nyina na yankwe baba so mu ati mo hwe ahono enti bema ne hwe ahono onko pa Amuzu P no nyina twetwe nko. Obi se doctor medware wi a na me hu nyina ya me hene ase ahwe apia gu me so bema wo sa ha nyina no obehia Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Dr. Amuzu we bidun so wi a na se dun so ni bi tamayase the same Amuzu P no ene ese edi se adwuma no ope doduo na atudi a ewo herbal shop biara mo ewo pharmacy drugstore any herbal shop biara bi wo ho se doduo pa na ope atudi a no ba ya so ye na otafun hia so Amuzu Junction be Moro Market no tafun hia so Amuzu Junction be Moro Market so Kumasi a no akodani herbal misi herbal pedan ko mu tu bi senton bi Accra munko kanshi draglem mu bi sana na buwache Kingswalk repash na tinatet ope Amuzu P se mi se bia frame na 0247 776743 0247 776743 Amuzu P Herbal Mixture. Mauji Hiochalo.
Otec FM 102.9.
Don't touch that.
102.9
right, Mabono Swampa Sima Duna Otec 102.9 Sunye and Friday 3rd October 2025. And you may say in Chia Emamo Kwaba Eba Royal Sports Jumedi Chato na Wachimu. And I say Emo Akwaba Ekauze Jumedi ne running out till 10 p.m. I be sorry so na Yamakwai Ama the Ohon Swaba. Ma Remfi say weekend matches are hodo Baswo European League Simo. We had the matches are here born now for breaking for the international for the second international break of the season. And Tiabo we pay club football could break for 2 weeks. Now Yakobo international football and here World Cup qualifiers are Ebi Ebo Mudi Ebi so Ebi so to Mudia so because Europe for the Africa Romasha. But for Africa, the Akai 2 round of games are ever ball or the next international break. Enti Nina home come over now. Emma Renfi say Nyami had more China Premier League no I was on top fixtures. China I was Stamford Bridge, Chelsea ever host to Liverpool. After that back-to-back defeats, our Premier League anymore and the Champions League anymore. Saying no reacting. But for Chelsea in the last 2 games or more elusu to Brighton and Hove Albion. But almost bounced back very well against Jose Mourinho's Benfica. Our Champions League anymore. Ebedim kunim. Enti ever hear how it's never see our Stamford Bridge. But Ruben Amorim ne Mranchen no subejina kono 2 p.m. ochina Old Trafford. Abra Manchester United and his Sunderland airball. Details of our games are who need Yakabia, Hunsemo Haideba, weekend your La Liga and Barcelona and Real Madrid now be boss some top games. Enti Ebedi di home come or area near by Fiaba heard you and how to folk and a Bechem United I can see a course so Ewo Nana Fusuji Abo Park will Bechem not Bechem and the home side. Bechem United and Shebi how to folk and Shebi. We are dim brutal. Now pressure I shall say a call Bechem United head coach. Steven Desmond Issa pressure Kanu suye pa Sanze Bechem Yeshe League yasi winning match at Tosum and Sanze 9 Wamun Shego Wamun Winibi 2 home matches on my bunina and in a draw. Supporters no any abre e wono so eno achi so ya be tie reactions are coach na di tuja na fe so Ram Masud di drama ni so nsem odi tuja after game ni be tie ni nyina Nyankopon adomo e chena Premier League akense ba ko so wo ho e wo Suedro All Blacks wo mo etna fie na wo mo ne champions bibia ni Gold Stars e dia boani Etino, the Russian Sema Uran Dinde Ahmed Ibrahim Fati, one head coach, Emma Suedro All Blacks, and some of the other 2 ahead of the game. NFA Nanayao Amankwa, our head coach, Ama Gold Stars, no one also in some crack to jar. Or the Chopa Ama Gold Stars, a cheetah for Africa fiasco, no NFA Wakasafa Kings Yomo, and a Suedro All Blacks airborne home. You in Nana Yakweni. Two stories baby ha chairman solo ono ene National Circles Council one more chairman Asante Kotoko supporters Kuba Tano ono no penyina odano na ochese abato no course we ya odi nkunim ni nyina no onya akwenya enna supporters na see enough enti nyame adoma kwasiada akensi Asante Kotoko host to Pando Heart of Lions no or check tickets mako 500 edi ama Asante Kotoko chita for na omakohwe akensi ni bi na out of the 500 tickets no also be 20 Otec FM ha na ya che edi ama etie for but nyame adoma kwasiada no pa ne be che and some ahodoɔ players ni bi de ato dwa ahead of games no ne ade nyina ebetie na yakɔ anim enti mesrɛ nye fidie ni mfia mane na ha Otec 102.9 we Royal Sports midin de Osei Akoto Kanu mene menuanom nana say sikapa Eugene Maradona Saranso enna Dominic Owusu Ansa Walasti set for a champion says Candy and Mr. Samuel Kofila be the governor. The ones are any King Fazer team no ko born and so anko King Fazer first match omotina fi board draw ene anwene sen ama King Fazer wa rewo kwan so a chese obi amani da so paza finka King Fazer beba premier no the asha say the na say kwan ne wapa 1 point out of 6 in the 2 opening games no 1 point enomonya a chese case no ayi hu pa but yan kwama no nimra
Otec 102.9FM, the pride of Ashanti.
All right, NT Emena so enanyumere yewremo ɛwɔre yɛteɛ ne sɛ amnane yɛde nsɛm pii na no ɛno nso ɛtumi de yɛabaka ma ahyɛ ne nso ɛsɛ ɛnɛ yɛ Friday ɛkɔba ne saa no ama memfa nto anim ɛsɛ matches awodoɔ no a ɛno nso ɛbɛkɔ so weekends wenti yɛde ho nsɛm no nyina no ɛno nso ɛtumi de yɛabaka ma ne nyina ɛne sɛ anwummere no ɔne yɛ tena no afei yɛabɔ adwuma no ama biribia nso atumi akɔyɛ kama anwummere yɛ a me ne wo kasɛe no owuram ɛwɔ friendly champagne no mu ama memfa nto anim ɛsɛ ɔmo ɔnya games ne bi ɛnso timi abo ama bibia nso no timi akoso kama hyɛ ne nso ɛsɛm anyimere ya me ne okasa ne club a ne din ade Paris FC ɔmo tefie abo kane mienu ama side ne din ɛde de tie ne sɛ Lorraine no ɔmo ntimi ntie game no ɛwuram 38 minutes na kyɛsɛ ne nyina ɛno nso akoso yɛde sansam ne nyina no timi de atodwa kama Nyankopɔn boda kyena hyɛ ne nso ɛsɛ de tie ne sale champagne no ɛno nso ɛtoa so kama yɛde wo nsam ne nyina no ɛnso timi de aba onim Chesa and on some other cost of friendly champagne no Mammy Fantu and Musa the woman and some Mets Bobo Cono maybe I chop at the Tia side anything. Ed Olympic Thomas say lectures are not 3 p.m. Yankopo Wadachano and a sun came in and on some to Jayakano, Mammy Fantu and Musa the Breswa and some other boy at the Tia Club, letting added non Sama Biansono, at Timmy Alco so come a cano Shannon so, as Ozebo Cono, maybe I chop Omnelon so Timono and some Bom Yankopo Wadachana Numere, way A705 Nasama Chinina, and on some Timmy to Jantuino, A La Liga and some Ramwali. Champagne no more and a chassis in some and on some media panel. Now the attendance yadi and some out no media panel for Manchester and on some other coso other leagues no more yet telling in their passion and so as some Otec School of Journalism and Communication Studies and annual Otemenka not one Casan Wodaya sono and some Central Jumaran Casabe now for what in ya Otec School of Journalism and communication studies and all, and I'm a patron and you may be two anymore. At some consoni a betting commander Phoebe Biansono, at me acquire commercial so as and Central German opesa we be now fe we any ya baby bacope and I may come for at the amount Nina and some Hanamano, the tennis Ghana Education Service at Gia Tomo, the tennis and what we are. Yeah, Pomatena Feno, Yamawa Bodia, and no, a diploma in journalism and media studies and all. Now the Aquacobo Brian Washington so as a Nantes and so Agia to Montueno, a Otec School of Journalism and Communication Studies and all. And I just one more boy, I may remo, our encophone close to farm and in summoning and also Timiriaba and baby I will piano or faka, not Wababi see Dr. Mensa, Bebacho Usi Dr. Mensa, let Chesawan Casaron some Obusa, and some ope as once a taxi station or Yabecha Mwako Okwa, one some awful taxi now catch a driver no, and some Obesu take care from Yanimua, who see a Ramo Pano Benkumoso. How many administration or maybe I all about a pick form or I'm a Bibian son, let me create commercial so it's a number so 0547 823 005 0547 823 005 Weno a Otec School of Journalism and Communication Studies and I made it to an men come and feno men fan to an Massa Uremo a German Pantasri Ganima and Yamano Casino the attendance game of Paco and on some cost channel so as a Hoffy and Bobo quality fee maybe to FC Cologne. Ama kwachi wama chomo kane pako ama ofi ambobo kono ama nso ntiminti ya game no eguswa ekoswa feni kaino eno nso apanawe enti ambobo kono ama nso na yase anye pia after the etiane some na recess no ombetimi apa lectures wama baba ya adwuma no ama bibia nso atimi akwe enti ofeni kana panawe ye ewasa game no ma ye tene nyina eno nso etimi atodwa ekoba ne se ya beba to Saturday Manchester eno nso na betodwa ewo Pantasri Ganimano, the tennis Osborne Gabo Kono, about 1 p.m. Yankopa Wadachana, Omni Voice Bectimino, and a dear bomb Sansom and a pie of Oliver Coulson, Omotrafio Pay Arena Nafino, Omni Site anything and Union Palasono, and the Ashimu Kama Kamino, and on some day 1:30 channel so, as a Uram our signal Tuna Paka, a Bruce Document to Bobo Kono, Omo Bo Eddie Chalives Timino, I'm a Chesanina, and on some Timia Tuja, and on some day 1:30 ocean so as a veteran prime in Timino. Amadi and Casano, Omni St. Pauli and Elbo, Beba to give me a 1:30 and an so basso yakano and Trump from Fatibobo Kono, among some Jamana fe Amabo, a tia Payamun Chinamasan Kamano, and on some basso come away no, a Pontasli Gamachesa, Beba to Eto Johnny and Timon summoning no, and on some Etimedia Basariano, and you may have no Casahela Verona, and the Sasolo Cacho, the Pum Kamano, around 42nd minute, Beba to Opia Intimate Chevy Sans. Sono ana nyankopo wada chana Manchester enu nso etoja ewo de tennis sewi anamano woni sam na Lazio bobo kono omo tenefie na fe amato omo nsa e de afre Torino bobo kono ewo de tennis Stadio Olimpico Rome ama sankem na timia baso la me pacho oranite ade mako pechinini ebejinamo as arbitra ade ama sankem no ama ni nyina nso timia koso ye kano de tennis pama bobo kono ebebo ade tialeche ama sankem na nso abaso ye kano de tennis intenso tenafie ewo kise premiersa na fe amne saida letim ade cremonese ade ahwem kama eno eye 4 p.m. yankopa bada tena wa bra uram na wa kewe stadium Babi Potron Musan Atalanta Bobo Kono, among some body at Tia Clubba, letting Adi Como 1907 Amasa Kemano, and on some Timia Tuja, and to way ASU Amachesa, Beba Toning and some Timia Basso, and you're telling in a 8 million amount, now may come on Remo, our Lali Canmanina, and it's Lali Cano. And so much as I would draw, and then you may have no Casade Paco, Paso Camanina, and some Sasuna Bobo Cono, or Amontifiama Tefe, a bomb a can Paco, Amontiminti Gamano, a 30 minutes and a apple, Bebatolali Canaba to Sochana, or Chakia Manchester, and on some Betimia to Jano, the attendance area appeared to Ababo, and the Tele Pente Bobo Cono, and at 12 p.m. Nasa Gamano, and on some Timia Basoya Cano, on the Club Paniting. Eddie Girona nso no ɛbɛbɔ ɛde atia Valentia game time no ɛno nso ɛyɛ 2:15 ma memfa nto ne mo ɛsɛ Athletic Club de Bilbao ɛne Mallorca team no ɛnso ɛde bɛtwem sa nso no ɛna owuram wɔ Estadio Santiago Bernabeu bɛbatwɔ Real Madrid bɔbɔ no ɛbɛgyina ɔma no so abɔ no anwummerɛ ɛde atia Piawie ama saa game no ɛno nso ɛtumi aba so kama wei no ɛyɛ La Liga Manchester ne nyinaa ɛno nso ɛbɔ so no akyɛsɛ yɛyɛ nwo adwuma no ama biribia nso ɛtumi akɔe no enti wei ɛyɛ Manchester ɛba so yɛnwura mo ɛwɔ Premier League no ma no afɛdi aka bia yɛmfa ntoa so ne nyinaa ɛne sɛ ɛyɛ Premier League no bɛbatwɔ anwummerɛ yɛ mene wo kasa game ne baako ɛno nso ɛkɔ so kama ne nyinaa ɛne sɛ Bournemouth bɔbɔkɔ no ɔmo te fie ɛwɔ Vitality Stadium ɔmo ne Fulham team no ɛde abom game no ɔkyɛke a ɛno nso awuram 31st minute obia entimi nhyɛ bi ɛwɔ saa game no mu na mame mfa ntoɔ ne mu ɛsɛ Premier League ne yɛka no nyankopɔ bɔda kyena deɛ ɛtɛ ne nsɛm ɛyɛ Manchester awodoɔ no ɛno nso ɛtoa so ɛhɔ ana big games awodoɔ no nyina no ɛno nso ɛtumi aba so bɛbakyɛ Leeds United bɔbɔkɔ no ɔbɛbɔ ɛde ɛteɛ side a legend ɛde tournament pɛ ama saa game no aba so hyɛ no nso ɛsɛ match a meka wɔ nsɛm no ɛno ɛbɛtɔ dwa anɔpa 11:30 ama biribia nso ɛtumi akɔ so na wabra yɛ ka ne nyina no bɛbatwɔ ɛbɔ 2 p.m. ahyɛ no nso ɛsɛ ɛwɔ Emirates Stadium no bɛbatwɔ Arsenal the Gunners ɛbɛbɔ ɛde ɛtea West Ham United amasa game no ɛno nso ɛtumi aba so game a meka wɔ nsɛm no ɔkyɛke a owura ne tiri John Brooks ɛbɛgyina mɔ a center referee ɛde ama game no ɛno ɛyɛ game a ɛba so between Arsenal and West Ham the attendance ɛyɛ the same time 2 p.m. no Manchester United ɛbɛbɔ ɛwɔ Old Trafford no afei no ɔmo ne side anything ɛde Sunderland nso no ɛde ahwɛ kama ama saa game no ɛno nso ɛtumi aba so bɛbatwɔ match a meka mo asɛm no that is Manchester and Sunderland no mewɔ mo nsɛm pii na mede ba wobɛnya details awodoɔ no nyinaa ama biribia nso ɛtumi akɔe ne mama no owura ne tiri Stuart to obɛgyina mɔ a center referee ɛde ama game no wabrɛ no ɛyɛ 2 p.m. na ɛba so na mepatwɔ ɛbɔ 4:30 a ɛyɛ big game na ɛtɔ dwa ɛwɔ deɛ ɛkyɛ ne sɛ Stamford Bridge ne nyinaa ɛne sɛ yɛfiri Old Trafford no lɛkyɛ sɛ yɛkɔ akɔwura mɔ ɛwɔ Stamford Bridge ɛyɛ Chelsea the Blues world champions ɔmo ne Liverpool ɛna de bom ɛwɔ hɔ na saa big game wei a ɛba so no deɛ ɛkyɛ ne nsɛm owura ne ten ɛde deɛ ɛkyɛ ne nsɛm ɛyɛ Maraska wakasa ama anasoɔ to nso no ɛde nsɛm pii na ɛtumi aba yɛ te ne nyinaa ɛno nso ɛtumi de aba kama na mepatwɔ game a meka wɔ nsɛm no deɛ ɛkyɛ ne nsɛm ɛyɛ English referee a Lady Anthony Taylor bɛgyina mɔ a center referee ɛde ama game no ama ne nyinaa nso ɛtumi akɔ so ɛyɛ te ne nyinaa ɛno nso ɛtumi de ato dwa enti wei ɛyɛ Manchester owura ɛwɔ Premier League no ma mede ba ɛsɛ ne nyina nso ɛbɛtumi ato dwa ma ne nyina no ɛtumi akɔ so kama yɛnkuɛ no mu no afei no yɛnyɛ adwuma no ma ɔne nyinaa ɛne nsɛm ɔtwɔne ne yɛ Facebook no ɔba ɛyɛ Otec 102.9 FM Otec 102.9 FM ɔba like page no o like page na share live video ɛno ɛyɛ Royal Sports Week no bɛbatɔ ɛbɛboa paa ama show no ɛno nso atemi go viral o ya ne sa no ɛno ɛyɛ comments awodo no bɛbatɔ o de bɛpa ye bɛredi wɔ show no so ama obi nso atemi atesa na nwumere no ye ne wa na ɛyɛ bo adwuma ne kama ama bibia nso atemi akɔe na me patɔ menwura mo na afɛ no memfa stories awogro kakram na ama bibia nso ntemi nkɔ so kama me koma ne mo na afɛ no bɛne nsɛm awodo atemi de aba on sɛ mabobɔ Manchester awodo no so na ɛno mo na me patɔ wura mo awɔ deɛ kyɛ ne sɛ Manchester owura ne ti de Ruben Amorim no wakasa ne nyinaa ɛne sɛ wɔse game a United ba bɛbɔ na deɛ tia Sunderland no one ɔmama pia strategy a ɔmade ba bɛyɛ adwuma no na adeɛ baako ɛne sɛ Man U bɔbɔkɔ no ɔmo ankasa no ɔmo nim sɛ ebia yɛ wini a ɛno ɛbɛboa ma supporters no ɛnneɛma no nyinaa bɛtumi akɔye enti ɔse sɛ United bɔbɔkɔ no ɛde nneɛma gu akwan mu a ɛbɛboa paa ama club no nkonimdie no ɛtumi aba kama United manager owura ne te ɛde Ruben Amorim bɛbatɔ wɔ abra wɔ kyerɛkyerɛ mu strategy asesɛ Manchester ɛde kɔ mmoa Sunderland no ɛmu bi ne yɛntie bi na yɛntoa so.
United app with the embargoed section 10:30 from Friday night. Now, Ruben, it must have been quite a difficult place after the Brentford game. How do you raise morale, and who in your dressing room is good at kind of grabbing players by the scruff of the neck saying, come on, let's go again, let's get ready for the next game?
That's mainly is my job. And then we have players that with experience to know that we are in the beginning of the season, and you can see that the table is so together, so we have to focus on that. And we cannot change the last game, but we can do so much better. So there's a lot of things that we can improve, and that is a good thing to work, and we work during the week. So that is in the past. We need to think about the next game.
Benjamin Sheshko got his first goal at Brentford, one of the few positives that came out of that game. But how valuable can that be for him? And we all speak often about how confidence for strikers is really important. So how will that help him?
The most important thing is to win games. That will give confidence for everybody in the team. But of course, he was anxious for the first goal. But the thing that I like the most in Ben is that even when things are hard for him, with the ball, he's working hard in every minute of the game. And that is the most important thing in the moment.
Good for you to welcome back Casemiro after suspension.
Right in T-Way, Manchester manager ni team. Ede ye tiene se Eric anase Ruben Amorim no ana all kasadi nsempina atimiri aba o chekia United bobo kono me ba cho ekwan a omonsom na be faso na omane side ne did Sunderland game no anonsom atimi aboso a wase defeat aba no se United bobo kono ede two machi na fe no omotimi hawa omonsom abetimi akoma ne mama adwuma ne nyina no anonsom atimi akoso eno Manchester manager already ding ade Ruben Amorim no and what they sansam nyina eno nson etimiri ya pano na yankuya no na fe yento so ne ya ne se manager sawodo no omakasa na uramu a on say the tiene say the Three Lions of England and so afre players sawodo no na me pacho boy bako a just mix ya opia and so come wasam no aye Jude Bellingham boy no and a manager ni did Thomas Tuchel no and then you ya me no kase wasin kunya etin komadi afa boy no wasen Ukraine o run it did Jude Bellingham was a special player na special player oye no ade bako no say omo federation no and ono as a coach omo ne boy ne tenase ano mu hawa so mo ye o channel so sa boy no of free injury and eba enti omo ntimi rashe boy no emfane ma san kakra akra na fe amade ne ba eno mo na already tin ade Jude Bellingham no lectures anon so ntimi ngram no enti mo ti ba bi eka esa ai manager ne cramp no say wanya ne squad a odo mo bo wa bra Jude Bellingham nka no already tin Thomas Tuchel wase sansam ne nyina no enya no kre omne Jude ana kasaye ema sawe ne nyina no etimi bae Tuchel nanu mun samne nie.
Thanks for explaining that. Yeah. There are quite a few headline omissions from the squad from our perspective. None bigger than
always.
As always, but none bigger than Jude Bellingham, who's fit and playing again for Real Madrid. Why is he not here?
Well, first of all, Jude is I understand your focus on Jude, of course. First of all, he's a very special player. And for special players, there can always be special rules. I get this. But for this camp, we decided that we stick with our straightforward decision to invite the same team. That applies also then for Jude. He deserves always to be in camp. I think there's an extra layer, or like there's on top of it, the situation that he has not gathered fully rhythm yet at Real Madrid. He is back in the team. He hasn't finished one full match until now. He has only started one match. So he is at the moment in the period where he gets his rhythm, where he gets back to full strength. There is this extra layer into decision, but the decision stayed for this camp.
So just to be clear,
right in T and England the manager ni team edit Thomas Tuchel na kasa edi afa player ni did Jude Bellingham ho ese no kreni boy na kasa no the tenesem or returning from injury entin omontimi impress no more sa eso munya abotre edi ma boy ne se be ye no be boa ama adwuma ni nyina eno som atimi ato so kama ye dem nsam no eno som atimi ya todwa na me wurama na femere nsam auto ni be ensom atimi ya bama bia nso no eno som atimi akoso dia bomade na join ye Facebook and so Otec 102.9 FM Otec 102.9FM Oramo our Hineba Furniture West of Fori Kromwa lectures and Mama Piemo Daho the attention of Fori Krom Carpenter Fonina Yan Chamana Numere Sansono and our Raga Junction taxi drivers and Yan and Tiasa Mopia to Mukama Mentomo and the Muama Kania Chiamo Name Patrona Numere Uramo our FIFA so Yamin Senka and some Oranity and the Chani Infantino Akasa or say Yankamu Pia Suntumente and some no Quasamano and it's Israel or Pia and Timin Paniwamo Ninyanesa Otekia or say FIFA and Timin resolve idea. Your friend said geopolitical issues and to win or Tanabe not just waka. That's the attention. Israel for no or check out many Palestinian for no and some instances as FIFA and pan Israel men fun to one say orality and the Gianni Infantino or say ya one answer or Dufu and ya one answer on some Latinafie a botany and Tomo FIFA for no and your back on some idea and your one Cassan Samano among form some Jim Amanina and on some Timin Koswaya telling and on some Timaria Tuja let me patch up bad news. Adema Barcelona Bobo Kono, Momo ya Barca phoning in a mumra, Montani and Anumanian Como, Bebacho Boy and it until Lamia Ma, Aquacopra, and 2 rem, I was Spain. Amadi Ababa to just a point of a official national team, the tennis international breaker Albano, Lamia Ma, and Timin join it, the tennis Spanish national team, na yes a point. Wakwa konya groin injury into groin injury wanyano yes abetina fe between 2 to 3 weeks akwada we nkakra akrasa o chekia ase pranso no we ne niaman kakra enti na lamin yaman so no de men say kan some boy no tina fe between 2 to 3 weeks eno ayen kra kakra na nwumere no eno so timiri aba na me patcho de yete say yes boy no ebe makes Spain omo Manchester omo ba be body break we mo no ana fe ye wisumia de tene se Barca ene se Bia already tene la meya ma ebe san mix san game no enti mo enti akwadanya me la meya man so no lecture ye pra ene ne tie no na man fo bu sase classic ko ebe ba so no de tene se boy ne betimi abo be ba cho of course de tene se classic no aye 26th of October. The men say can say anyone no na lami yaman so no aye fully fit or some betimi feature and the ma pass abobo kono and aye kakra na nyimere etodwa and the san samne nyina no and some etibiri atodwa ma bibia so no and some etimi akoye kama yankoye no na fe no yam fan sam fro nyina no and some etimi okay already day and say Alexander Chapman Ferguson me ba turn the time no na on papa ba ko ana ya adwuma papa no Netino aye Rene Melenstein na papa no say no krenie ono de obetimi aka SSA na nkasa no Manchester dwumadie na wo no was say a problem kakria bi ono oba obetimi afixe papa we na ya right hand man enema ora ne tiri say Alex Ferguson was say United adwuma no eda ono ayesa asase yantama eda ono bia baby kakria bi na odi abanche bebo was say we anya ba system eye players no ana United bobo kono baby edu no so mo adjust ama niema ni nyina no ado nso timi koso kama wa bra already tin ade Rene cheche nsem mo no lectures on the big Sam Allardyce gina obi ana already tin Rene cheche mo wase adwuma no kakra bi oba o fixe ama na ye simple Rene nsem ni nie.
Would you play the Manchester United players? Where do you think they should play, or where do you think would be best for them to play from your opinion?
Right. Well, there's already been a lot of been said and discussed about obviously the system, and the system like it's not working. I think Sam will agree with me. It's never the system. It's the players that have to play the system.
Correct.
But I think Sam would agree with me. If the system doesn't suit the players, I think you're not very clever as a coach. You need to have the players play to their strength. What I would do with Man United, and let's start with basically the boys that they brought in. They brought Sesko in. Yeah. You know, obviously he will be striker there. They brought Cunha in. I'll put him here for now, for the moment. And
quite wide.
Yes, and then Bergman, right? I will explain you that in a minute. Now, one of the things that has happened with Manchester United is in the midfield, you've got different options. Whether you play Casemiro here with Fernandes, Ugarte here with Fernandes. And I think that's one of the problems already, because if you put Fernandes that deep in the midfield, which I don't think he's got the energy and the defensive discipline and the legs to do it. So I would definitely play him higher up, off the strike. I'll explain that in a minute a little bit more. In the midfield, there's a discussion there. Who are you going to play there? Because I do think that both Ugarte and Casemiro haven't got the legs to play.
Fantastic Entiano, Urani did Reni, and Papa Nitin, and say Alex Ferguson, yeah, Jumano, and on some Chilichimu, as say, and Casano, the Etienne say, and your tactics I would do as a manager, no, a bought to players, no. Almost strength, Emma Bia, Etimique, and Orchard Bia, or the players I would do no, and some Ebetimia Bo, Emma Bibiansono, and on some Etimia Quay, come on, I'm in front to anymore, as a yes, a Champions League, no, a new format, Abano. Say sika ye babe chano aye Paris Saint-Germain ana e babe nya sika kase de mensa kan se anye pia 67.2 million euros ana pia jibobo kono be ba cho omon sanson abetimi aka ama bibia nson atimi akoye ye de sansam no anu so etimi dia ba anu aye Paris Saint-Germain bobo kono aye sika omon sanson no ebetimi aka no ana ye tini nyina anu so etimi dia ba na wonim se Ange Postecoglou enche pia ana wura we ebebe fa Nottingham Forest adwuma no say ni tikeka etese esia ye ba betu no na manager ne say ano onye worried about sanya mana ekoso ese ai wura ne dide marina kesinya na obepam no o say manager say de bia mo ya adwuma o tikeka de bia ejagu cheminto no de say awotewo na obo na adwuma no onfo bia ho say de besie say de ne beba ono wura ne tin Eri Ange Postecoglou onye na adwene ese ebia no eba be boni ho entimu amote ba bi ka ese I manager ne krampo no wa we asansam ne nyina ebetimi a sheke no o se hwe ono enye de wa woni bi ni o eniema wo no wa na adwene se oba be no eno ana oye focused on enye de ankrofo ka owura ne tin ade de tiene se Ange Postecoglou ne nsam ne ni.
Obviously, with that distance, without a game, we know things can happen. Do you feel under pressure? Is it something that goes into your mind, thinking, hang on a minute, this is could potentially be an uncertain period during that break?
Look, I get it, and I think it's a valid sort of assumption in modern football that there's always a manager under pressure, and that's just part and parcel of what we do. But I don't think that way. We'll put it this way: I knew I was getting sacked at Tottenham about 3 or 4 months before I did. It didn't stop me winning something. It doesn't enter my head. My responsibility lies in making sure this football club progresses and gets to a position where it can challenge for things. And if I think
fantastic manager ni tin eri Ange Postecoglou ena chechemo de sansam nyina eno som atibidi atu dwama bebia nso no eno som atimi akoye no o join e wo Facebook no so Otec 102.9FM Otec 102.9FM YouTube no Otec Sports join ye na fe no yem adwuma no ama bebia nso no eno som ntimi nkoso kama yankuye na mana fe no yem fansam utopia no eno som ntimi mara na chese bebia nso no ntimi onim sa Kylian Mbappe uram awala liga no mu a mebacho month of September ya no player of the month at the La Liga no Real Madrid bobo kono ono a ana asaje player of the month of September enti Kylian the King say boy no and so Ginity I was paying as say na juma obono ano so nya de tie ne sam abasobode awodo ama bebia nso atemi akoso na enum na manager ni tin ade Jabi Alonso o say yankam obia so ntimente ese akwada na ne tedi Andrick no obenya ne mre na wiase mre ma ho mu obia mre wo ho na de tie sa boy no ani tedi Andrick no mo be kaya ente bia no praye enti ano so eba from injury sem amunya abotra na afe no enkakra aka omotimi integrate no into the team ama bibia nso timi koso wase boy no oye good goal scorer ana afe so oye brutal finisher na the open some open boy na sempa enti amira ni turu ho na se ode Andrick nso no etrem abo games awodo a ano nso abetimi akoye na afe no adwuma ne nyina etimi akoso ye de sansam no ano nso etimi atodwa na was Spain at Yamin Seka and some Oranite and the Jabi Hernandez Cruiser. I have former passer. I'm a manager. The Yamin Seka and Yamin say, yes, Papa no. Now this what you know. ɛne sɛ one day ɔbɛnya adwuma ɛwɔ Premier League no mu a yɛkyerɛ ɛsɛ Man United adwuma a yɛbɛkaeɛ ɛsɛ owura no nsoa ne da so no nyina no ɛyɛ Jabiar Nantes Cruise nso no ɛhwɛ no mu nsa ne nsa nso no one day ɛbɛtumi akasa adwuma no afei no ɔno nso atumi abɔdeɛ me nsa ka ɛne sɛ manager no krampo no ɔpolish ne English no sɛ ɛbɛyɛ ɔba ɛno nso nkɔyɛ asɛm pii a ɛnso mfama de yɛteɛ ne sɛ team a ne nsa bɛka yɛde saa nsɛm no ɛno nso atumi de ato dwa na mepatwɔ Tottenham wɔbɔkɔ no Oma leaders for the club ɛno ana Thomas Franka ɔda team na no wakyerɛkyerɛ mu tientia oyi Christian Romero, Ben Davis, James Matheson, owura ne din ade Guillermo Vicario ana afɛ Mickey van de Ven ɔse saa mpanimfo wei no ayɛ adeɛ bi nti ana ɔno Thomas Frank oyi saa mmerante wei ɛsɛ ɔmmra mele di team a ne di ɛde Tottenham Hotspur ɛnyɛ biribi ntia ne nyina no ɛne sɛ ɔno ana ɛyɛ coach a ɔda team na no ana onim deɛ yɛ ɛde ma club na no nti ana saa mpanimfo no wayi ɔmo Thomas Frank ne explanation ne nyina nie.
I think it's down to a few bits. So first and foremost, I think there is quite a few with a leadership potential in them. And I think the more we can have that want to speak up and take responsibility for the bigger picture, the better. That's what I think create the best teams. And I agree with Rodri Bentancur and Pedro, especially the two of them. I think are two I really I want them to take a lot of responsibility, and I think they do very well. But I also think this group, how can you say, also cover the squad to make sure we get around to everyone, make sure that all the groups, even that we're one big group, are touched and in sync. So there's lots of factors into that.
All right, into way, Tottenham Hotspur manager ni din, Thomas Frank, and this handsome way, you know, and some media ben, and you may have some more. Ama Bibian some Latimia Quaid, men come in a feno, men fun to them, other Kaya, and run your man, Tuja, as a BMW. Most sponsor Madrid, Wabra every year, Pia. Ama Madrid players, no, Aya Casa, I don't know. Ama the team in the cast, no, Eddie Abramo, and that players in the swag, our training grounds. Here casa when they buy a kwabra de bia so e wo Facebook kono someone join mo ba bibia no e betimi akwe wa bra video ni ready a let chesa you so no e betimi de abaka ma me confirm ese the tennis Super League owura ne did the don Florentino Perez Rodriguez de mo ese Super League no e betimi abaso no sa wo ho na wa adwene nyina ene se Super League na kwakwada me ba cho to wani the tennis empanimfo no at the proposal at the Aquacoma UEFA as a way no I 36 teams and Omade Baba Shas here 2027 now 36 teams and all on the two groups now fin and one at Timia Koso Samson and the Atianas and knockout to Bebamo on best to meet matches out on Amachesanina and Crofonsono and Yabiache and Tommy the proposal way no at the Aquacoma UEFA as at this time no the Atianas European Super League no Omo Banomo Ba Omo Ban Big now Fenia Manina and on some Timia Kosoya Tinina and on some Tibia Tuja Bebacho Doneka Meshano every Diamond Scientific Bar and Resa Clinic Asoye and then you may want to make Oye Bema, a diatianus a true weekends, Babe Coffee, a fear Babe Quay, Adania Yam Shishia Yamawa, and no, to Nekaba Meshano, and as I don't be on no more, a Babuapa, Ama Wardeno, and on some Latimia Bema dear, Messe and Konunu Munrobi, Emma Bonsa Comano, and you Chinchum Jai Chichino, a Becuntino, a Drum Repia, one way a Bemano, or Pesa, sorry, Panemano, intimate sorry, and no a to Nekaba Mesha, and I won't know Mamma in Sono, at Timia Cosso come to Nekano, bois amatesa, Wadian Cassa, and also Latimia Ba, Carifiazo, Ebeba, Messe Bema, some more Barney Boo, Bema dear, and see a good foot for Suye, Bema, Yadwadian Siwa, Mim Wasuye, Bema dear, when Yamano, Ayesiano, said ye Bessia Kwan, where you dear him, and no, Tanya Fanny say, oh, ye Mema Juma, and to Nekano no be, oh, ya Bema no to Neka, Obedi de Qua, Mesua Diana, ye be go swam and I for a mana. Montana Jom, Atana Aton, Yama, Yasono, Monum to Nekrebe, ɛbɛboa mo paa ama ne nyina no ɛtumi akɔ so kama sanso no ɛna mo a mogyina gya ho ɛyɛ adwuma kyɛ no ɛyɛ tonne kɛba mehyɛ no ɛna ɛna anwummerɛ me kamfo ɛtumi de ama mo kama hyɛ no nso ɛsɛ baabi a tonton no biara wobɛnya bi na mmom headquarters no ɛyɛ Otec FM ha woba sɛ ɛyɛ baako sɛ ɛyɛ mmienu ɛnan enum edu ɛna kam na wopɛ no wobɛnya deɛ wopɛ bia ɛwɔ ha na afei wo nso watumi atɔ deɛ ɛtɛ ne sɛ numbers no ɛyɛ 0246 727 677 0246 727 677 anaasɛ 0249 208 252 wei no ɛyɛ Diamond Scientific Bar and Research Clinic kɔma so yɛ ɔnom no ɛyɛ ayaresabea enti namba no ɔfa na yareɛ bi da so de hyia bi so a ɔmbɛtumi no wate nkɔma no afei no wɔn nso wapɔmɔten no afei wagye adwenkyerɛ no nyinaa ɛde afei doctors akuku dama ɛnyɛ kwan mu ani berɛ ɛna ɔmɔde yɛ adwuma wei no ɛyɛ nyame so adwuma na ɔmo yɛ enti from sɛsia no afei nkɔmɔde deɛ no nyina no bɛbɛatɔ ɔmo ntoa so kama ɛma biribia nso ntimi nkɔ so mewura mu ɛwɔ Manchester City bɔbɔkɔ no mu na makɔ akɔdi nkɔmɔ kwabena mesrɛ wɔ ama mewura ne tin ɛde Savinho na boy wei no ne din no ɛyɛ Savio Moreira de Oliveira Savinho boy we no on say ebeto dwa esem aye City bobo no lecture say omo ankasa no e receive offers outdo wa bra sama no lecture say transferring to ni be no e ma autonomous play bobo no omo to woman ni see boy and it did Savinho so esem omo so timi apɛ no ele dey am no kasa ne e good news e de masaida ne did City the woman say omo renew boy ne contractor e be run until June 2031 enti Savinho was signing 6 years at the ama City bobo no mo amobekwa ho nyina mo nya ma adwene esa mo nso mo ba betua mo betum botom manesi form enti we no aye de yete ne se owura ne tin ade Savinho ne yede ne nsam ne nyina no ano nso timi de aba no na Godiola say Rodri na say no amanfo aka se oh papa no he enkokorabo no mu anu adu no wase ya munya abotre esan se obes spend 1 year our massage room yeba ni atwetwe kakra ni yekɔ yeba ni atinkuto e dia fa na wo ne wanantu ni ya massage wa wachi obo se ya twetwe no was enye easy as our best spend 1 year our massage room enti boy no the tennis recovery no aye step by step onim se aye day into 2026 World Cup no boy na nkasa no aye omaya ne tiri Spain ebenya ne somfa so ombenya the best out from run into the Rodri into the Adrono Ayabote and so munya among former criticizing point no as at this time in the form and also Ayano was any pay plan wapano and yet better sa and Timonina Munya Bote and more running and the Rodri Nina and some play and Ankasa and some Abaya Jumana Bibiansono and Timmy Uncle so come on more Salah Akasa okay 2018 you wait for Champions League final Madrid Liverpool boy no ama Sergio Ramos hwan wonu abeti ya ama dane ni sotie beba cho Salah say after the game no owura ni did Ramos friend no na Ramos friend no o kan sorry na no kwasam ne say that time no ono went me reply no esan say no tie nkomo no mu din a o say mesri ma no memuna mitrim eno na Ramos o ye no o se akwa no he say asadwem boni woni trim and odi pra no ose no kwasem nie ono de obeka se obegyina ba bia obeka se just an injury name no ono amfa ne sa ose eduru mebe no odwen hu se football ye bono he se obi bewuo na obi awini game enipa no onya wini a enye na sem ose saade ne bi ana Ramos ade hye ne trimu a chese ohwan na beti ya ma Liverpool bobo kono mon sanka sa trophy no eno Mo Salah ena nwumre no ana wade sansam ne nyina etimi dia basa Ramos of friend no one reply ne nyina ene sa ono de ohun se enya komakan na Sergio Ramos nso no enso ade afre no beba cho Fermin Lopez back ade ma basa bobo kono de tene se ene wa return to training na ono nso pomote adwuma hye nso ese after international break no Barca and Girona and some everybody I mean senka and say player no or you fit as a game no be ama obetimi abobi e de ama Barca bobo kono ano aya kakra eba owura ne tin and Rodrigo Bantanke be ba to why standing the deal no e de ama Tottenham Hotspur unim say contract no wo no na be 2026 say why standing the kama ɛde ama spurs bobo ko na yɛde ne nyina no ɛno nso ɛtumi de abɛ wɔ na anwume live on your super mega dial 102.9 yɛnkyɛ master Jobo ana afe mpanimfoɔ na anwumere no ɔmo tie yɛ chairman Kwaku Emra Sun and Stone chairman on it chairman Samson and afe so Paradise Gas for ni nyina yɛnkyɛ ɔmo yɛna the boss player say that's what the name really be ɛfam yɛ ɛma yɛ kɔ amana ne yɛwie yɛsi fam wɔso toa so
yɛnkɔ Vema Plus doc wa ha Dr. Nick, right?
Dr. Ray.
Dr. Ray, yeah. Dr. Ray, where have you?
Legend, heavy. Now, come on, I'm going to say, Dadana, Dada. Some much to see Dadana.
Oh, now, yeah, they say they be a matter for. I tell you, who from?
On the Dadana, and a son and a motumodi.
Grovone.
They were born up, you would believe the system.
Yes, you can. What's yours?
Yeah, true.
Who are the way busy at the Dowdy with Gina Horna? Why, yeah.
Mojojoza.
Jessica, woo,
you are dead.
If you die, you are dead.
Asemo.
Charlie, say be able to.
Oh, legend, Yamiadum.
Nice. Oh, yes.
United 92. Miami too.
Oh, Dabi, entertainment. E penny say ya. Ebe ye. So.
Open say ya.
Ade bia. E de bia no. Nyonyo kaka.
United no progress. Improvement bia.
Me che say, ade bia de bia no. Bibi nyonyo.
Mode na so do. Mode na so.
Enya dia.
Mode na so.
Ebe de.
Na mo Ghana be pe coach wa na ha munya coach.
Oh, Ghana dey say coach and kebi tumi afa Kwesi Apia.
Anu kwa.
Yeah, Kwesi Apia nkwa na Ghana how qualify say.
Okay.
O coach Man United because nkwa the only coach we tumi a coach World Cup. So what is here? And World Cup no. The biggest stage in football. This will be a coach or World Cup da. Obetuma coach team bia.
Samson Germany board draw.
Osane Germany board draw. I no cry no. Jordan pass the ball na nkoshe we win.
Jordan watch no.
Jordan pass the ball na go win so.
Okay.
It is say Man United there. Ghana ni obetumi a coach ya. The whole Ghana coach obetumi a coach no. Kwesi Apia.
Munko Sudan ko fa na so de ka crave omo nyekese.
Oh no, you see. Say you see a Kanu cry kire ho a. With regards to the issue of coaching there, Abrofunu be inferior.
Okay.
So what is here?
Okay.
Okay. Black coaches. Even in England, the whole of England, Kosha say from by 5th, 6th, 7th tier where they calculate the Premier League, the kind of number of black coaches.
Oh, sure.
Even blacks from free.
Sure.
England hona no crown. Omunya chance in coaching at the top level.
Patrick Vieira mo na be chiro
Denzel Premier League England pa e be show e be ma.
Bon believe black players.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Omo pe players no.
Okay.
But one coaches in there.
Enfa. So not
to even talk of an African coach. So aside being black no, say black be almost three different parts. Yeah. Say Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yes.
Okay, Portuguese.
Okay.
And I think Cape Verde.
Oh, okay.
Passports.
Okay.
Coach no coach West Ham is here.
So who say
or black
or Portuguese.
Onye Bruni.
Okay.
Onye Bruni or black coach or black.
Okay.
Okay. But o share na bosio na.
Sure.
Yeah, one wo Cape Verde ho but unyini wo Portugal ho ye Portugal ni hono unyini ye. You get it. Inti new orientation ni nyina European.
Okay.
But to say Pito Mosimani mo free South Africa ni all these top coaches so mo free Africa ni ada no way.
Kwa bi anda mo.
David obi anu obe fa say be coach West Ham
championship pra unya. Tukoro to your
assistant na on the other side. Assistants
azemo.
Away assistant.
What about because
the players be to America ya so kunza. No Jessica na ko be. Omun shadan nyadab no la David. Enya possible. Minim de be see the na say me person metias na me witness be say black coach coach of Premier League as in black African.
Okay. Sure.
So maybe a coach be from Ghana, could be from Nigeria.
I'm try back on share.
I'm
trust here na
omo dey omu kutekute mu ai bo papa ben ebi mo dey bo ebi ya dey all right but you see I mean omo
yeah, one day be na see na wanya Chelsea na nko akoye dwuma no
oh say my assistant on North Zealand assistant na do best for ball so best shake cones ni ade you bet you aka you alright there but I say main adwuma
limelight ni onya
even refereeing
yes
referees so mu di enukura Premier League no currently I'm say black referee o me one onukura fourth referee and why
substitution out of it
oh be pija board ni sa
asemo
so I remember this so Campbell as obi an kind say onya interested in coaching because of a black so we nya chance they will not give him the chance
was money chance sure
to obe peduma for fry
sure
so anti sanity here
because Ruben Amorim coaching the Ibu Krum
Amorim dey ya coaching
Amorim dey Ibu Krum ha
Zito mu ya dey
Ibu Krum ya na ne kala
Bashe Hayford
ne kala ntia
because what the Bashe Hayford in Man United ma Bashe Hayford what dey be league ne simple kra
wow
Bashe Hayford
coach Bash
Charlie go
okay legend me da se papa yentia 102.9 tiefo nyina me pacha Fema Plus Company Limited ya buy no be din komo on Otec Royal Sports and so me pacha pomedi ade ehu hia pa because komo ye di so pomedi nkoyem pa untumi entie bi inti onipa wa pomedi a ebo apa ma utumi koba tuntutu no ma bia ye kama ede ma me pacha Otec Fema Plus a ye ne ye Pro Star Vite ye X Drive ye Lito na Dinat capsules ye guso ebodewro se bema utie ye nkomo yi Oti Otec FM ana uti Otec FM na wa ye mre wo mpema yo ho aduro ntentempa because ade ba ko gu be mani mase eye bema wa ye mre e wo mpem empo e ban decision na untu take decision e wo fie because bi wa no pe na wo yere de ho enye we na hu hia edu mpem abo ho moden obosere nim guase account na wo confidence as bema no na atekọ nti wo kọ adwuma no pompa untumi nkofie se ka bema to express wo fie untumi because o mema ye ama sebi wa ye mre wa dane akwara e wo fie bema wutie mi a sebi ho eba ntem sebi obema sori ahoɔden anim sebi ebia yare ene wanya diabetes ene pressure inti aka wo mema sem ahye wan kona ma ene o mema sem enkoye emrantie ne mema mutie wo sebi mu masturbate bema kwose baby no afa bibi no atwetwe ne bema me pacha o practice saade ne bia ebedu baby ne bema waye mre e wo mpem sebi oni oba hie mu ndem sia na ho esa no eyade ba ko alidu eye premature ejaculation papa inti wo ye bema na wo into masturbation and pacho jai enye sa wo ba ware no oba no obetete oba no ebi fresh talk minimi kunu hia wo ndem na ye wi a na mikunu sa timeni no twetwe bema o se sebi ade na anya ne de because wa masturbate a inti sebi okọ ba ho atenke se onya no onya wo ye bema no sa ade ne bi agya be di wo dem ebe sewo ni pedua ebe sewo abrabo bomode na hwe X Drive capsules bema bia wotie mi a waye mre e wo mpem papa wonya 50 years bema mpem de wonko pension de bia so tumi pem anapa wa pem ewia wa pem anwumre wa pem utumi di agro wo mpem se Cristiano Ronaldo dan down sa na nije aba oba bia pe bema sebi otumi mane tenka tete no na ma me fo bebe enim orgasm ba ene de emane nim orgasm inti oba bitu for the doctor ma wo miensa but minim kunu eda mente de na minim so orgasm bi wo ho until some kusa to onom X Drive no na sabi otumi ne medako akire no ena mu sampasa na oba so ne ho ba me pacho ye mame mo mutie nketese mutie a sabi mu kunu modebo wo mpem ewo form sabi mo mprafo modebo wo mpem ewo form no to X Drive capsules efama no bema enonom quick action product no was serious side effect ewa pomeden so nti ubetina se bema bi na obeya kwese bi sabi bema no afim adenti ofim bokom no wanom sa ndro ni bi me pacho enkoto stone bia mfa nya obema ho enkoto spray bia mfa spray obema ho me pacho emfa nku bia nya obema enum bitters bia so woni ufiti tumi pass sabi waye mere ewo mpema ye ho aduro no ye fa X Drive capsules emema mo tena se che carpenter mason plumber uye dwumaden taxi driver trotro driver call long journey on so wotena se che eba ne sa affect waste no na wosisi no nti wote yaw e wo sisim asabi atopan ye disisi na ebu onso na wosisi eye wo yeyi onso no mema sep enkoye nom X Drive capsules ni bi bema sabi hunsuo no entumi nyem oba uhia X Drive capsules mema mo tena se kakra bi na mo nan na asensene anasa asa na se achemo ukoda na jode be chena mozi pu achew anasa wasensene da won paso numbness ehu pa bema du sa level no wanom ex driver say be stroke ebe yo nti onya hu se won sa titriti uta hu so na titriti a me pa cho yo hu adro uhia X drive capsules X drive capsules eba bua be benefit bi ada wuntiri mu ama moja tumdi oni pedu afusane ye sebi obema so ahwonde emem edu ahomache a nka be 4 to 6 bema ade be no eso obema ma good morning say ba wono bema no sorry obema no da wodi flaccid da bi how be a honom wa pomudi enkoye akoma ne pompi moja sene se gatumi articulate na flow owo ni peduum no enflow ye bomade na saso onom X drive emema manom fesa doc menom X drive capsules no me modebo won pem no akonanim X drive capsules aboa me emma pomudi enso atuma peja bema bi hia X drive capsules odi 18 years going na utumi nom X drive capsules for 0244 370 702 0244 370 702 and 050 210 4343 050 210 4343 now only a come on X drive capsules me pacha your prostavite capsules Bema enum prostavite oba enum prostavite capsules sebi onipebo Johnson and Johnson no sebi ebon pa ebi Johnson sebi enkoye kura kan me pacho Johnson me nkasa yensio Johnson ewonka but the recent of Johnson so wo so de ntisa na sebi odie no ebon a how honom na sa how no ohia eye prostavite capsules se we liver no enye dwuma ya sebi ema wo Johnson ebon because liver no ene filter thousands ana eye efie be ni peduem no ti se ntumi filter ne ya edem ema wo Johnson sebi etumi bon sebi so obinya diabetes a ema na Johnson ebon se oba enyema sebi enam hormonal imbalances inti ema na Johnson ebon on normal memom oyoba uditum se onyem o Johnson ebon pa wa woto so Johnson ebon bema Johnson ebon pa saade na yare wo so wonom prostavite capsules na tu sa wona se edema so oba wonya UTI bema wonya UTI oba wonya STI bema wonya STI sexual transmitted infection ono so ema wo Johnson bon inti gas amutie boys amutie ranche amutie me amo Johnson ebon pa no gonorrhea na wanya no syphilis na wanya chlamydia no yeast infection no enama sebi o Johnson ebon sa no eye bad odor pa very foul smell enkoye uhia eye prostavite capsules but modern nanom prostavite capsules bi na o Johnson sep enkoye emma emma madi abro 35 40 50 so when me say papa say ye shane catheter at the age of 50 a bema wutie me watch 40-45 years on so be sure catheter ni bi hereditary if we mojem from blood group into say papa say ye shane catheter the likelihood say also be sure catheter very high on it so no prostavite capsules o Johnson mu pa mienu o Johnson tentem o Johnson na I say ebi akem okoda na joa chairman untumi nda ubadin so sa na dwene nyina ma de ache as a healthy human being se ade ache ofuti na pakwasi anwumre no so Johnson at least 7 to 8 times in a day 7 to 8 times in a day it is upi more than 8 times in a day na continuous meaning say how honom en kasa doc minimsio pa oni pa bia wo so wonumsio na body no aye body na tumi anorishe kama na so one num pa body be dehydrated into so tumi num nsuo na mo otonso be bre frequently a kire wo sa wo how e wo prostate especially so umfie na kwananim wodi abro 40 years a oni ti afama place in the 21st century and now emaye insert catheter e wo bemma mu emaye fa catheter ento blood mu eyade eya ade ba ko gu ni pani ma se eni se bemma ya hye no rubber chairman oye prison officer oye police personnel oye immigration personnel oye taxi auto driver oye lawyer na ya show catheter oye medicine untumi nkɔ adwuma biem o colleagues ɛbɛsra wa sɛbi o customers anatade ɛhyɛ no ɛyɛ ntoma na bɔ mu ɛna singlet na sɛbi Johnson da wo nkyɛn ukɔda wo ne Johnson ne da ɛnyɛ yare papa na mmom ɛnya bɛyifo yare sɛ nkɔfo bi kan da bi sɛ bɛma ɛnyina ɛnam sɛ yakopɔ ma yɛ prostate na yɛ nyina prostate ne ɛnyini no ɛkɔdu saa level na affect yɛ bladder no ɛka yɛ bladder na affect urethra no na afi na aha yɛ Johnson sɛm ɔno tia wo yɛ bɛma wodi bu 35 years a na sɛ wonom prostate capsule da waka akyire pa hyɛ sɛ wonom bi na regulate wo prostate ɛma wobɛnya 60 years wobɛnya 70 wobɛnya 80 years going no yɛka prostate enlargement ɛmfa ho yɛka prostate cancer ɛmfa ho yɛka prostatitis ɛmfa ho saa nso da infections a mɛma nya gonosyphilis bɛma bia meka sɛ size matters bɛma so no bɛma no so by white tre no ɛho hia paa boys ne mɛma na sɛ bɛma mu edu no ɔmunya benefit papa jollof akɛseɛ banku akɛseɛ nkwai papa because bɛma bia tumu wo so ɔba na wo so ne ya ɛyɛ benefit ɛwɔ no ɛyɛ massive na mmom sɛ ɔmpɛm agudie no ɛnkɔ yi a ɔba bia ɛmfa wo serious onija sometimes relationship and last longer no acha 3 weeks na gu unya no ba ne compare me oba ne hu sa pa onye convince akwa we me ne kwa wale mo ba ha me na wagyaw me pa chaw infection ema be ma yemre infection o se rush go be ma no ho ekona ba eya obe ma no kekaw eya obe ma no bo se na emu nsuo bi fi mu ba nsuo man bi uro boxer so se acha boxer no ukọ toilet no chima nsuo bi fi be mum eba ebi ko no oba da sabi na mogya wo ne sperms no ana simi no release no na mogya ewom saa de nyina eye infection ena de ba bomado no prostate capsules na bon ba from infection na protective prostate na bibia enya kama enfamom eni anom man so sabi mu ni prostate boba so jonso oba wonya UTI oba wonya gonorrhea oba wonya yeast infection oba wonya chlamydia ebo ko so no ni kruda na ni kun nsuo da sasane aba bonten because of infection intama sabi aye ni uterus no ano no aye denti be ma ne da nsuo ni kona wodi na akọ hete wo no na sabi na sanechi aba sa wono prostate capsules a sa infection na etu ase de fi wo akrebe wo ne sabi na ni ba ko asai na no inform ye na sabi we deform because of infection your bar from infection gonorrhea chlamydia yeast infection any other sexual transmitted infection yan ndem no otanum prostate capsules a enya dia obenya sa infections bi na bibia ay kama maka kira wo say oba wedi abro 10 years oda no jonso a awoso to prostate capsules ema no papa bi tie ma wo miensa so da ojonso ma me bi tie mi sabi wanyini pan so da ojonso sa how uwo bia 0244 370 702 0244 370 702 and 050 210 4343 050 210 4343 Memphis you know bedding common provide solution and so at the amount me pacho your drop akwa say little capsules me pacho uti liter for halitosis sabi mo amokasa manum ewonka sabi obu otwa ho a ne ho ewonka pa na motuem ewonka saa de mienu we egu ni panim ase because untumi nji obi ano emfentu kwan untumi nji obi amotuem emfentu kwan nti won ma se udi nhuni na mo no twi osia na pa ne anwumre na so kasa pampan de akire ohome a pampan de akire uyo obi a uyi amaman na flames pa aya code echo wo sano sisi abose sisi me pacho saa de we ewo ho a uhia little capsules onipa bi wonum wonka ominim eye kro ohome ebon sabi num little capsules esaso e boost immune system e de maw nti papa wuti me wuti bi unim obi ara num wonka unim bi ara motu ewonka recommend little capsules efamano onipa bi enum wonka nti se wonum be yehwam no obetumi akasa na wonya saa confidence no oniti eso num little capsules ye wo dinat ni na man nko na enom baby girls amutie me and menstrual pains ni etu ase with dinat capsules no dinat capsules oba obu nsa wote yaw oba obu nsa emaye oba obu nsa 1 day 2 days na etwa sebi o menstrual cycle no ensisu ye why family planning affect wa shase onom dinat capsules edre a natural product onoma ebetu ha ona se edefi wo obu nsa wa se hwe pa ebu aso doc ase koto shamayase ase the blade bi na se bi edi twa mayase oba okodi sa level na odi anum dinat ɛno no painkiller ɛbɛ how no dinat capsules waten kasɛm article ukunu no da wonte de waten ka nyinaa article bomodem na nso nom dinat ɔba wontwa abra anaso ɔba onyem no nom dinat ɛboa ɛma waten ka o maye ɛno mfikyiri nko nyinaa ɛyɛ kama papa ɛdema nti aduro no de little yewo dinat yewo prostavite ɛna yewo extra do fresh dog prostavite na ye hu bo me pa charge no mana frɛ wokɔ pharmacy be na mo bɛka so mo ye duro no ɛde amount 0244 370 702 0244 370 702 and I say 050 210 4343 050 210 4343 Oko Herbal Shop for shop bia Kumasi Ghana baby out in Kebiano Prostavite X Drive Lito and a dinat channel say do a natural product artificial addictive bianim enchi bibia the chise otona wa nom dia e na obenya issue na so otona no ma ubon se be adwuma no instant results na bibia aye kama enso ed amount nti legend wada Roma enwumre
mate senior
kuma no ebesi
yebeda asipa yebeda ase
so da asipa
yo nyame aduma na efike be se share sure ebijanfo yenko anima na yema abijafo nwura Right, 821 Otec 102.9 so nekofi akwaba.
Ye ja meje so.
Sini anaboko de.
O Awurade adom na dikan hwe yi tosumi enu. Enti as usual no mani bi ye. Megidi say onsu no mani bi ye sa.
For sure. Yankwe we dey say. Ebe go straight away. Na ya hwe nsem ewo ho. Wala se wi enti mfoma no ntum bi.
Ai, ensem no nso de eye bebre u say weekend ni basia na enkomo na doso enkomo no eye bebre be sa no nso a o say etimi ehwehwe me bi ho a e be pushi akọ Sunday because ye be ba Sunday anopa so na afi ya focus on games na be baso e china ne ade no but mama started from Spain. And just before I look at games are interest woman, there's this conversation from Alonso, who is the head coach of Real Madrid.
I mean, remember says so akwa ba senior. Kanu na bibia boko de.
Na me adom na won so e.
Na me ada Roma.
De na me ase.
Tikofi to aso e.
Osi no mani nyina ya na ebiye.
Opani.
Mantini ye.
Ebiye o. Mesi nyame adom eye pa.
Okay. E de nyame ase se eye pa.
Se eye pa de. Menka se nyina na ye.
Eye pa de na chese se eye senior.
Eye pa de nze.
Okay.
Say bi ye bi nya de eye no so de eye pa.
All right.
Yango.
So here is Alonso, the head coach of Real Madrid, talking. Or say, no player in the squad has told me that they don't want to play in a certain position. They are all ready to play wherever. Now, this response Abba from Alonso because somewhere last week Oduma approaching the Champions League and story bisha CCPP say Valverde is when you're comfortable playing our right side number 2 and that's Waman Sadi and we're making it clear to Alonso, but it doesn't mean says a team ni say on more was our position in one onkobo and at some point na fans nibi were hard on the player and all of that. The Bimukra question the commitment and who sense MP na ahead of Real Madrid Villarreal game and Alonso Ishian some trophy no watch him say play bi no catch and say want me more a certain position obi are ready to play baby na me de Alonso common bibiri o why am ne nya adwen. It is not for anything in Alonso Ebano. Opushi ya say Real Madrid for and signing Dean Huijsen from Bournemouth. Oh, they say I know the no crowd we knew say are they na Madrid for chasing even before say the attempt to get Alonso to take over from Ancelotti, no. A year intensified, no ni himself Madrid intentions about Arnold. A year clear said they wanted the guy from Liverpool so much so that they could wait. Say, you do baby crana, the contract are running out, Anissa. But where I disagree with Alonso, ni say, and yet the Biana play a beer, a year ready so bebo baby. Sometimes he be a manager any muferie. Any situations it demand this a player being sacrificed and one a certain position no acquire. But every single player in the game want a preferred position. And he say, we a manager, maybe a wuni say player ne bet me a ball different positions. And that's when the need be or the neighbor call a different positioner. There's a way you go about it. I don't think that player B or Real Madrid be are you ready so bebo baby into Jude Bellingham now the Nakobo number 2 because or peso bebo ho. Now the Mbappe abebo number 2 because or peso bebo ho. I don't think so. And I think he's just managing the situation. And that's or peso or kata numa bisu and all of that. It is obvious. Se Valverde no. Real Madrid for everyone chire wo mo na omunyo obia to play that right back position, you know, and na omu pushi ni ko ho. But he's always comfortable operating in the midfield. For club and country, a one wope. Mbappe by we all knew that Mbappe was comfortable operating from the left wing. But because Vini was hunting, Ancelotti had the way to talk to Mbappe, say, but center forward role no ni enkoye ni. And so far he's played it. Kama pa. But Mbappe goes to the national team today. Minyacho so bebo as a center forward unless situation no asesa ama ho abehia say onko gina ho. So for Alonso to say every player is ready to play anywhere. A strange, a weird mommy. Minyacho says ana situation it here. But you see, last weekend in the La Liga, they had that defeat in the hands of, to some extent, a struggling Atletico Madrid side. Omuyusu Madrid at the turning the narrative. And this weekend, moving into the game against Villarreal, it is expected some be bounce back. No ma big na winning ways nim. The good thing for Alonso ni say Champions League no Okonya Kazakhstan side. No we so weak. It will share about 5 goals, which is good for the confidence of the team returning to the La Liga. But don't forget, say, this weekend, unlike last weekend, Real Madrid will move into the game against Villarreal tomorrow. Wabra omoye second to Barcelona. Says Candy. Come share na bem. Adia Fulham for you no munsa kai. Income share na bem. Bibi atwa. Me kai. Me say bomb off. Omo form ya. Obia be ko machi no. Ombe say investment and mre na da hoi. Say Fulham a show mo one. Asem ne na da ho no. We are ran sesenyo wa shego ni fefe pa.
All right, Kofi Yankoy.
Enti eno no. So I'm just saying that unlike last weekend na yeko La Liga week was it 6 or so? Yes, I think yeah. Yeko muno. Say 6 I think week 7, yeah. Bibisa. John. Ana Madrid ahead na Barcelona ever from behind no. Say narrative na sesa because on the league log Barca ekuta 19 points after 7 games. And Madrid second 18 points after 7 games. And we know say Sevilla on Sunday at home ebe welcome Barcelona. A Barcelona side that almost we say injuries how kakra. Now last year's stories no confirm me say Lamine Yamal Saku Prebiem and will call out for like 2-3 weeks, which means this weekend he will not be available for Barcelona. Already Rafinha Edie Woho any Fermin Lopez money at the idea. It is expected say Alonso will come back to the winning ways. But in selecting players for certain positions, he needs to be careful. Now making sure say Odi obi be gina baby or ye comfortable. Send ya obi mfa memremfie nkobo. Even if you want to get somebody to play at a certain position, there's a way you go about it. Me fears ne ba ko na me wonu know because Ancelotti time no that father figure ti wom di nanim ferie o ma bone kama. But can we experience the same under Alonso? Yebehwe as time goes on. Intino against Villarreal, the expectation is Obenya the 3 points for Club FN Real Madrid because last weekend there it was very disappointing. Even though na mihuni say ebe the difficult game on Bebo as at that time in the La Liga, but the way a man lose to Atletico Madrid no, they very disappointing. And you know we look at how Etnebeko and then on Sunday we'll have time for Barcelona, but it's unfortunate say ahead of week 8 no. Barca in players like Lamine Yamal any other. You say one thing that Barca form pese basic cry say and chna na injuries in sense some key players especially Lamine Yamal because it's obvious say Lamine Yamal there or irreplaceable. You can get some players to step in and play, but to get the same performance no you may not get it. It's sad, but I mean all things being equal, you look at Barca quality right from the technical to the playing body, and then over here against Sevilla, Barca with the quality to be able to do something. But Sebase ukogi muna news no enye good sana ya ne hard. Inti that will be it. Germany dear yen say time wo I expect Bayern to beat Frankfurt again. I expect some better winning streak, right? You remember in the Super Cup before the start of the season, the same Frankfurt side, Bayern, Eshomu by 2-1. At some point, Frankfurt are competitive in the game, but in the end, Bayern won. And now that Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, any Ulisse Numo, really high or more boss so well, no, mean where Frankfurt will come to surprise Bayern Munich by picking the 3 maximum points. It is expected say Bayern Beshe. Again, I expect say Dortmund at home against Leipzig. Leipzig form ninja. I expect a very good performance from Niko Kovac and then the guys. So far, they are second to Bayern Munich. Not bad at all. Where the problem is Bayer Leverkusen. 2 seasons ago, they were the champions. But fortunately, they say no. Because manager called some of the key players Akunti, Ten Hag by they had to part ways with him at some point in I say, my disorganized kakra, but I mean it is always a competition. between Bayern and Dortmund. Here, what ye better said ye be siako. So, na Italy so dear. Echna we expect Inter se obeshe Cremonese. Enti what ye BBA ni ho. Napoli will play against Genoa on Sunday. Do why beka ho asem. But advantage for Antonio Conte this weekend ne say Milan any Juve at the be peso Sunday. Enti ombetimi split points no and a win for Napoli against Genoa. Ebe Sunday omabeto a very good place e wo league log no so. Enti ni nyina on Sunday ye be hwe ho asem ne yaka. In the English Premier League tomorrow, Arsenal against West Ham United. Yes, West Ham changes are banning idea. Porter new face aba. Until you be expect to say changes beba players ne attitude mu they will fight. But at the Emirates, and if you look at how Arsenal is playing as so far, or much indeed, see a tepi almost say ombetimia win Premier League na edise efata see a kanisa. I don't think say West Ham ebe too strong for Arsenal, right? Echna into I expect a straight win for Arsenal.
Okay.
Enna United Sunderland. Nah, it looks tricky, and the reason is, they say United form no. So any team can see a bow, any team kitu a bow, adding for you to stick your neck out for Manchester United. And we all know, say, a no man koye. So far in the Premier League, United apiki 2 wins. First one was against Burnley. Yehuhawa win Nikoe. At some point, now was say a take last minute goal for United to pick the 3 maximum points. United won, but it was a game they suffered even at home. And Sanu Mutimia picked the 3 maximum points. And the second victory in the Premier League this season for United was that one against Chelsea. And also, yes, on that day, United had a very good first half. I appreciate that. And the first half, the United beat me should be a best 3 goals. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Omentimian converted chances no mu create. And in the second half, Chelsea bar back into the game. So much so that Pombe 5 minutes to the end of the game. Now United players need coaches or more bench when you are international. So again, United won, but they struggled. Last season, the way United decided, say, along the line, you need to have baby near Kofa Amorim Aban. We can say, so yes, our appointment now. Then you are saying, say, no more money, so you want somebody to come and rescue the team. And unfortunately, Amorim Entimia yet say Jumano. Into United at the end of the season, baby Omuti na emphata United status. And then this season, I said, say, so I'm very net to us for 10 games, sir. 7 Articano. And your family in Asia, the Central African Republic.
Semenyo de Asia, Premier League in the Wahumbo. See, or may you replay no will be a picky born free.
Semenyo.
Yeah, or picky born from lines in the zoo, not between them line, so sad or what say. So, take you first defender on the box in the moon.
Oh, that's a good goal.
Sambo Surya,
very good goal.
Ben Leno Surya, we are saying.
Na dentina ya no obefia won't me chebi wa.
Na mo bopa kwa pazu. Ah, grass no obo so enche. Obo grass.
Grass is agabo enche because abebo aponja bodu se ni bi so na apeja na bebo Leno. Ni ko toje.
Na se bo ye ba na dead.
Eh, zini aji o di e be compare we ana.
Ka u ka se coaches no difference wo mu di anka.
So na pese de ko.
One person they call. But I had here. You see what the bomb of a back into the game.
Yeah. Anyway,
so I was talking about United and your performance. And you know, Kanu so far no, it's not the best, right? Share Oko check league table now. Ube who said United and bear 14th on the league log. Sunderland Edda 5th on the league log with about 11 points or so. Okay, enti sa papa na your friend Regis no. Ono nso ne side Sunderland no ma stubborn kakra fine so far in the season. Enti ma adwuma no difficult for Manchester United, especially when the manager tells everybody say on you ready to change the way of playing. If you want any change the man. But say man ankasa be change the ain't see that. And consistently we've seen that players no so are struggling because of how he wants to play. Say Bruno it was central midfield when a lot of the United faithfuls believe you say or advanced roller and a bebo anymore. Ain't in yes no man keten anka Kanu sa game with there and can you go it for Manchester United? So what I say, because I don't think say Sunderland ever quality in terms of players on the field Manchester United. And he, unlike last week na United that shocky will be a lusu yaya to Brentford no. I think this weekend there defeat there I don't see it in the books of Manchester United. Omanya there crano na enye 1 point.
All right.
Right? And then Chelsea Liverpool there. Maybe I'm predicting
it's not 4:30, right?
Yes.
Chelsea Liverpool.
Yeah. Me my predicted win or draw for Liverpool. And I want Chelsea fans no to lower our expectations. The reason is coach in consistent ba kukra say that is 1. 2 chire hono why mre unim se betimi aba say Enzo Maresca be line up no na ye Badiashile and Josh Champo and ebo center back most likely you me na me shisha me nyanisa me de Malo Gusto ebebo right back Rhys James ya fita me de ne beba be partner Badiashile ba coach no de wo yeti abu was a Tarek George bi ground ko strike until because of our Chelsea are inconsistent. Any players no so I don't know the abo so almost every game be unnecessary cards. Right in the game against United, Chelsea were fined because of number of cards. Look at the last Champions League game against Benfica. Anyhow, last minute, Joao Pedro ekoji second yellow card. Odinya red card. Inti looks like almost every game be at Chelsea bo biano cards ne ya doso injuries, suspension and all of that. Inti issues ne doso. Yes, I agree say Liverpool so will be there without omo number 1 goalkeeper Alisson. But in the absence of Alisson, any of the goalkeepers Liverpool be parade can be said say equal to Chelsea's goalkeeping options. Enti Kanu last season Liverpool share won home, Chelsea share Stamford Bridge I think 3-1 or so. But I say the conversation was that around that time now Liverpool na Swaji League na we be sa nti ase na we ni na fi accelerator no so whatever be the case you look at the Liverpool team and who ni say Kanu omo ejina yie omo team na hihye yie in Chelsea. Right. Even though in the last 2 games, one in the Premier League, one in the Champions League, Liverpool losing in bomb of a second goal.
Kluivert, Justin Kluivert.
Into them. And you can watch now there. Are they at Chelsea bet me account on the Chelsea's character? Right? Chelsea character no and the bet me back at play to push the boys to stand against Liverpool. Because Liverpool are obey nenia break or enti so ye Chelsea fan low expectations, right? Ye ko na dynamics no if you Chelsea na ekwemu da ho na goals ne ba that's fine. But as it stands now, we raise hope so higher. Why we are game ni koso na no na fe wakuma ye oya, right? Enti I'm not ruling Chelsea out of it entirely, but I think say if there is a team I'm going to bet to ahead, all right. Yeah, I'll pick Liverpool.
All right. Scandi, yeah,
sure.
So, I bet some assist, right?
Sure. with that simple
possible no best center live woman man no
Jennifer Mobi
pian ko ni man no long range ase
Jennifer Mobi no dey akwa no akobo
at United you rarely get some of these assists so we a player of United as assist to be untenye because one ekobo za
box na mu dia kura Bruno Pia to ko ma ase no de ono ko efra be free akobo ase
anyway say yemi
can me that say my starting free Chelsea na obviously because of Kofi interest any internal. Let me start from there. For Chelsea fans no me assure say enema kakra bi o wezo mo money ekoso. And Seban say ebianya dey be too hard on the manager. And also no be boama why realistic with results na Chelsea e produce no. Ohe clubs are omo compete last season with Europe. One of the teams are Obreye Chelsea. One for competition no born with Europe, which is the Conference League. Conference League, Thursday schedules. When you're no fokranse or best about match on Sunday. And you know in baby as clubs are countries as our clubs no musi akan the Conference League no travel schedules and obebano you have to play your next game on Sunday. Manager no just 1 year with the club and I said the squad nanka sanso kwanye established squad obeto ye a place ani atoto sa na edi o maba begum Pochettino last season no ya the players ni bebre be kan ho de ma no Maresca buy onto the players buy intino to pick up the Chelsea team as a young manager na ya kwaye ne first top flight because no coach or championship top flight job ewo the Premier League no na the pressure kakra beba because one unim squad na wa beto no and two competition san wo a eye distraction at the club no. Say the fact that Chelsea club results oriented and sa record na Chelsea person will make it. Say obey the first club to win all UEFA tier competitions now. Me assure say Chelsea exiting the competition would have been better than say omo ball tournament na ewie eto asuko win against Betis. And Kanu, these are my observations. Chelsea bought Betis game on the 28th of May. 28th of May. And I the last game Chelsea boy because near real league and so near the Conference League. Or boss our game on the 16th after 28th no ball Betis on the 16th of June, which is about a little over 2 weeks. And we won the first game our Club World Cup against Los Angeles. Chelsea stayed in that competition until the final. As our ball equal share club FN PSG our final. And we need the title. That was on the 13th of July. After 13th of July, Chelsea went straight into pre-season. 8th of August. Roughly 1 month. Then straight into Premier League action. To one squad, manager no one said that any control can see over the squad. 2, Omunjeli Nwe. 3, Omako a long stretch of Premier League 38 games. Abo Conference League games ni nyina because Omako finance akwaje. Asa akwa Club World Cup. Akwa Club World Cup. Akwa into the final, akwa wini straight away into pre-season. Just about 4 weeks. And omudi ofie. Then you come into the Premier League. Your first game is against Crystal Palace. A tough side and results from the league, any results, any BB so actually say a tough side. After winning FA Cup against Club FN Man City, about Community Shield, Liverpool, any results from produce a league including a win against Liverpool, it will league we ankasemu. HSA Crystal Palace is a very difficult side for any club. And Chelsea drew that game, went ahead to ship West Ham by 5-1. And at Chelsea, Esani Fulham, a boy, Chelsea shared 2-0. And at Chelsea could draw Brentford. And that has been the journey for Chelsea so far. The entire maker so far is if you look at resource, no, and yet consistent with the resource in American Bobono. So my winning Club World Cup, so as I winning the Conference League, 8 million place or Champions League zone. It will league in the solo. Chelsea goes into the game against Bayern. Bayern Ashana 3-1. Wako Manchester United Ashano. Afi obewi ini against Lincoln. And club efreno aye Brighton and so share by 3-1. And wako she Benfica. So Chelsea must understand. Say, and yet a journey that has been easy and a manager no to papa so. The stretch now wakono. Any squad ne kwana say inexperienced squad no. Ehano. Again, the competitions at Chelsea FAC and T2 Club World Cup now, you need to play above yourself to get the results they were grinding. It's a lot into the games. That is energy. A lot went into the games. And into our Chelsea from the beginning of 2024-2025 season, Amareska Fair, you man be seen there. Kanu unbelievably. Papa no I recorded 118 yellow cards. So 118 cards in all. Emu 114 yellow cards. And 4 red cards. It is clearly one indiscipline issue with Chelsea. When it comes to tackling cards are more JJ or pitch and so on. And injuries and Casansono are shown ahead. With Chelsea because boys now go through a long stretch of a journey of football. The lap it was supposed to ease the pressure up front or by an injury at Nakwakotenefi. Tiababa say and ye net to Pewompo as a bono or both from the side Emma Branch and Pedro. Ebej now, no so Joao Pedro, also be no as a lead man at the moment. Chelsea have been going through most difficult times, and their manager, Abia, and yet the and with maternity things around Libya. And we are number 2. So Chelsea must be consistent in order to get the confidence back. But about at the time, Liverpool. And the Liverpool game no, comes as a reality check again for Chelsea because Osei Akoto. I'm not sure say Chelsea ni be able count to say it means the team was back after those bouncing defeats now no after United before United na Bayern Munich and sana omoto asosa be lose to Manchester United no on kan Lincoln de na mfa nko ka ho omo be lose to club final Brighton at Stamford Bridge. So the Liverpool game will come as a reality check after winning against Benfica in the Champions League whether Chelsea as Kwam and I say one of those games a manageable ni be beshemu a no wet manage game no wabo because to be fair Chelsea are winning against West Ham. Then you know him say this West Ham side until last weekend omunye win a side that normally very terrible. So you may not give it all to Chelsea because of the fact that almost 5 goals, but ABA because they met a side that was terribly I'm using those words because games at Chelsea went man winning a opponent on the mount stiffer opposition. Crystal Palace, Bayern, Brighton. Maybe I'm Man U doing company because Man U Nankasa is not performing so well. But United find a way. Our more negotiate our game, a winning game the tier Chelsea. So the Liverpool game comes as a reality check for coach, and then the boys. Unfortunately, the man to be pulling the strings for them in Cole Palmer, as we injured. It's quite a difficult game and at Chelsea for Liverpool, who have lost 2 on the bounce. after losing to Crystal Palace, Omoko Galatasaray Esako losing in the Champions League. But Omu ni sa headache ne kesiye because Liverpool was squad to select from. Unlike Chelsea, you know. Omu was squad to select from. So for Chelsea, they will need to play above themselves. Omu we need 3-1 in the last fixture on board Stamford Bridge, you know. But you name him at the time Liverpool had wrapped up the league and it drew her bite no kakra ewo form. But Anna Slot also has a headache because the Liverpool faithfuls will not accept anything than a win or avoiding a defeat. And the second time in his reign, Liverpool will lose back to back. Will lose in the league or could lose in the Champions League. Say Chelsea didn't so about the first time he's losing 3 on the bounce ever since over Liverpool, and Liverpool there, Alisson Becker out. Almost every important player be a Liverpool be person in this game, will be around for them to select from. The reason Chelsea will be playing at home, but quite a difficult game for them. For Obi to say, Florian Wirtz, the problem not because the goals are not coming, and people have started discussing the issue of the performance, relative to goals. Because you are an attacker, and Liverpool system no more bono. Anybody closer to the final third should be scoring goals. This time, Pan and Komo
Diaz then is second of the night, and Bournemouth's third goal of the night. Bournemouth every losing position, I believe the 3-1, 90 plus 6, referee 6 in the two. So Antoine Semenyo 2 goals, 1 assist. Charlie FPL. FPL, more captain captain anyway,
so for that game, I believe Liverpool will start as favourites. Chelsea will need to hold the midfield. And yes, a break in midfield. Chelsea 3-1 now. Liverpool no. Or holding midfield Liverpool will turn it against them. And it could even be worse.
Okay.
For club your friend Chelsea, they should be very careful not to also concede a red card. We said the red card against Benfica. By the time ends you are Pedro, they need game now. But if in a game like this, now first half will be you could get red card against Liverpool. If they get their elements right and they are attacking, it will be a disaster for club IFN Chelsea. 2, Arsenal. Another chance for Arsenal to close up the gap ahead of the kickoff now because Stamford Bridge. And such Arsenal kwenya a winner. Liverpool surrender omo lead and sana omo babebo. After results on Benya free Chelsea game for Arsenal may sure say the best thing the fact that Saka about the right time in the Champions League or the boy any go at the club friend Arsenal, and for Saka ni injury anytime be obeko off biano mostly Arsenal struggle to create decent chances around the box and even scoring so an entire problematic at the Arsenal against West Ham. A West Ham side that has been said the media can describe them. They have been very terrible this season. Very terrible. And Abrante na your friend Jokeres no. Ade Arsenal for hwehwe so mbe hu no. Was starting more some glimpses. Or ye potent or ye clinical. The only thing is for them to be supplying the chances. And the new thing very positive says Saka about this time. Because most of the balls are ever back to the ever expected the final touch into the net ever from Abrante and Saka. And your creativity spark in free honum now striker anymore. He adds little to the game. But with him and will be to say Odegaard then there will be more creativity around the striker, and it is expected that he will be banging in the goals just like Erling Haaland, Ewo club, your friend Man City, supplies na bank one the Obama goals. No, so I see Arsenal picking a decent win against West Ham. 3 or more goals from Arsenal, meaning the West Ham beat Mania there, but Arsenal will score 3 or more in that game against Club FNO, West Ham. United against Sunderland. Sabrinka narrative near quite different if United had recorded a win. It was the last game now, more boy against Brentford. But a quiet Nisu. And this time, it is against a very good side. Though only newly promoted from last season championship, Sunderland on any day beyond the history and everything in the Premier League over to Mediabo. And they started Premier League no crown. They've been playing so well, and currently only a 6 on the league table after Sebam of a share Omuge Mia. Almost push you about 6 on the league table. Can the good thing say? It is a side that almost share too many goals. But the problem is that United themselves are also not scoring too many. So the only thing that your coach are going into this game is one, to reduce the potency of Sunderland up front. A man you could Sunderland though. And I think you be a man you beat Manfas to win the game. Just to confirm to you how terrible the United team has been. So stop and cut the runs of Sunderland. And then make sure you create a lot of chances, because your striker no, and our strikers say anyone no, and yet the whooping balls and the amount you can count it as goals. In the opening 3 games and near bono, the starting season, United had created more chances in the final third than any team. United had gotten more shots. But unfortunately for United, the United first 2 goals, league them own goals. So it tells you that creativity, but who to score is the problem. The only moment you will get a team or struggles are when more up front to intimate financial chances. Ruben Amorim, I'm being who say it looks like apart from the 3 back, only BBA or hobby. Because we've seen teams oko game not because of results are here. Personally are available, what done in answer watching the formation of the game. But Amorim, the type on your say he will not change anything. Meanwhile, at the corner also you will not change it. It is not giving results. Kema results kwa na man for criticizing results now. Then you say no, it is giving you results. So, but what you are playing, and as a formation now, we arrange your pitch, it is not bringing the expected results. As also near ready sort on Sabeka unchimi announces the difficulty of but Sunderland for scoring first goal and a problem for Momo. And this is United has shown clearly say coming from behind to win a game, difficult for them. And though United is at Old Trafford. On better Old Trafford now game next year, but Kanu, it will be another difficult game for United because Sunderland are well composed. How your games are. I'm going to leave a lot of openings for teams to hit them, and to pick 13, to pick 11 points from the opening 6 games, and Kaibia by relatively in Kenya, 18. When you're 11, but it tells you how difficult I want to negotiate your games. So Ruben Amorim, minim echina ebi obesa stubborn asa the ata asa akoda go num dia any United benya problem. Who problem at goalkeeping, but in there, what of a new goalkeeper laments the number. Wabedru still after 7 rounds of games, keeper under certain chain, he's not keeping. And that is the problem I be United bit many. But a little hard work may give United all the 3 points.
Okay.
Chesco actually the first goal last weekend. And man to also end win the game no. But maybe if the supplies come as many times or he'll get 1 or 2 I will give him Kanu.
All right, yo, Matis Candy. And yeah, for a bed, Yahumiwaha, na ye bar, near be share the wolfie so. But answer na me crano. T sound come away. Flame condoms. Na unze senior old boy Shesko din near there. What they can bo Jokeris din. The strikers are. Omujina omunansu Europano. The Mamini Shesko from Yezo Meka say. I'm more Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro. And Jokeres. And Mbappe. Lautaro Martinez. Julian Alvarez. Or say.
And Harry Kane.
Very good. Send your favorite striker. Ujina Namonso. A bobo 90 minutes wa bra ne 9 nyine. Na onye mre no. Saa na unsu betumi agina wonan so. Sina let me count as here. Very good. Unsu betumi agina wonan so. Name with blue flame longer lasting pleasure condoms. Ne tintin ya ne blue flame condoms.
Fantastic.
Unsu be gina wonan so to say striker papa bi. So 90 minutes now jina wonan so. A blue flame condoms.
Nice one. The entire say Omu Jones. Onze ya de toto football. Football kwa the strike kano kono wo ye na dwuma ya. Opponent no is in pain. But the can was immediate. Opponent mum na expect say strike no ankasa. Tu kono went man strike here.
Ya sem kesi.
Wa ku di agro.
Ntu be so jina wonam so chepa te say wo favorite striker na wo 90 minutes ze semenyo. 90 plus 6 so maybe or run ya ko tapu ball tu. Antoine Semenyo. Ye wie na me Comoros for munue. Central African Republic. It is Candy. Na Osei. On say o hwe ball na say ball tot na mu a supporters the chita for the omusi budget so no. Yes. Womo and did that extra excitement neba. Na wasi wan kasa unya match na so also be so feel extra excitement na. And the uhia no a green flame greater stimulation.
Nice one.
Fantastic. So unti sanity interpretation for ade ne de a flame condoms. A flame condoms. Fa bon ho ban. Just say flame condoms no. Enye na wo be bia zei pharmacy shops, ura malls ahodo. Just say MSIG clinics a ben bi ano kwa flame condoms no a busu say champana. Na tin ye defenders e wo game ni mu no. Omo ne ma winning matches. But attack no ene ma chese supporters no e so original omo na mo so. So what I say attack no say strikers neje ball no mo tia fam na we awrem a bo so bi as original because go ahead and beba.
Sure.
Now with blue flame longer lasting pleasure no unya stamina no gina onan so ene nam line no so de say menyo die every fan tenten ho etumi ema bibia kama. And with green flame greater stimulation condom no die abusuafo odi ani je ena eba. Enti products name you blue flame ena green flame ni nyina condoms ni bi obi ankope bi nto na obi anyusu na wa share so say flame condoms here for unbeatable pleasure every time. Kwadwo Reko Royal Enterprise we sisi ya oya nom Reko heba mixture kurase ni na duro no. Se obese o general well-being see ya wadru ano no. Oba o menstruation season. Se koko na title. Wa pressure. Infections ade no agim. Sciatica ena ben maswa hoden ni nyina no ebi wo Reko heba mixture ni mu aka okurase ni na duro no. Enti wose dodo bi apato bi anoko heba shop ben wa ebi wo ho. Oba Otec FM ho a eja akobe ma obi ato. Saranso na Time FM ewo bo 470067 When Dr. Drew or dear Drew by any nkomo. Now Bento JOB Ventures Jumekua omo pamon tadese ni pamania kono keke. Ebusua for fashion designer yi na mianim no kreni wa boy adwuma na che over 30 years experience of fashion designing mu. Ti yam pam se ni papa de Bento JOB Ventures or heavy brutal or Ashtown you know say bra don pam overall mouth. Companies are motimenka mope industrial protective clothes ni bi apama workers are momfamre Bento JOB Ventures or pam overcoats top and down correct one pa African wear who do ni nyama hye boys ni nyina no e bi ya ofe na person we faster na ko kire no and now they would do on monwa or styles ahodo a obehwe no pam show correct na tailor for am wa juve mu ne squad aka nyina motimenka ba to mon hye no so also buttonhole sewing machine wo ho enti obia emfa na dwuma mra but schools are motimenka nyina no more pam uniforms ama students na momfamra Bento JOB Ventures na on any workers ni tunguso emfa mrekuma bi empam quality ense mu students na so mo a mo ambehu say yes mu school for no omo ho fe ankasa Ashtown Garden City here no mo the bacho telephone number near 0208 116677 0208 116677 uben musuo so anu Pella mineral water multi-pack Ghana Limited for Diaba. Pella mineral water in super on 500 ml and afi 750 ml. Na the tiane say multi-pack Ghana Limited for nyabotre edin so ifa processes mu e treating ye ansa no ma bottle a package e Diaba. No musu no bottle mu kwa Pella na heavy pa tubo traffic mu tonsu traffic mu aka chense op Pella ura mo bia na sa tonsu anu ma make sure say wo no Pella wan hwe ya akofa typhoid abeto ho so akonu ma manfo nsuo trokan yi bi eye Pella mineral water ni nya botre treating yama FDA fo agye atum say yes nsuo ni koyi to bia enumbi timisrew dodo bia pe bia no obekọ askore mampom bo ban eho ena multi pack o maso ye ni wo. Now, my telephone number is 0204 887011 0204 887011. Abapa Enterprise. Eho ye didwa dwadie na koso ho de ohia bia kwa abenya bia to e ho honum. Na Abapa Enterprise wo mo enema no so kama papa na ne bo no so ye. Wokoto ade free one out the droof ya unu ho sansa original products nko ane wo ye ni synthetic ne imitated products ni ade nyina dabi we the correct one so as original products brands ni nyina original and to pay home appliances television or pay air condition akobo dem abom from you correct pa obetumi a contact and abeko Abapa Enterprise or pay washing machine mobile phone or pay sound system machines ahodo use no dem ni office ni ade nyina de ebi wo ho enu achi so uhia provisions uhia nyoma nnuane on confectionaries toffee biscuit ne ho krone ba nya abeso to man kwada no so a ebi wo ho toiletries be cinema wo fie mu be dware mu be hia enema ahodo am be clean fie ni ade nyina monkoto bi ewo ho no entimesrew Abapa Enterprise Tafo 3 mile Sakasaka Park ani mu a o se obana be hu bibi wo na osika nso a to ase so atiaze wo tutua bia eya wo dia later no akutua dia kafa ti de ohia bia no frɛ wo mo ne obedi dwa e wo phone so 0593 386133 0593 386133 and 0593 391848 now ni mo dim komo yeba simabe enumpe yeba sisiye
ensana nubina shano manabo
And some pain no. Amuzu bitters.
What's it?
Amuzu bitters.
Amuzu bitters.
Mema ahwefo ni etiefo nyina kwa baba Amuzu Beverages Enterprise. Na yedin se bia be fe no Amuzu bitters. Amuzu bitters aka Atopa 5000 bitters. We yen san edi nubna krojen a how bie ni echiri yedi ahye. Na etiefo a omoteba me hodie. Dudu na beji Amuzu Co Herbs ekoshe omade no no omade ibisu beji Amuzu Manpower Herbs na ma konoa anaso na akoshe omunsa enne baka sa inro mienu nyina bom atuni din Amuzu Bitters deɛ kooko ha no sɛ otwa bi na ɛkɔ ani deɛ ɔse ne bɛrima asɛm ahoɔden wɔ fam sɛ otwa 2 tot 3 tot na ahoɔden no epagyaa no ɛnam damrama ɛne ododua a yɛde aka amuzu bitters winti ɔbaa bi a ɔse oni atenka bɛrima bi a ɔse oni akɔnɔma ne yere onya twa bi a sɛ atenka anaasɛ akɔnɔ no ɛbɛɛni ɛnam sɛ yɛde pɛprɛ ɛne hwentia ɛde afrɛ nti abrɛ nsa no ne pampana no ase ma wotwa bi a ɛnyi w'anum nti sɛ wokɔ dwabɔ bi ase na wopɛ sɛ ɔni so ɛbɔ ne so kakra a twa amuzu bitters wae ɛbɔ ani so ba nyi w'anum amuzu bitters tɔɔto baako atopa bebree amuzu bitters obi a ɔtie mi a ɔsi dɔkta adeɛ kyɛ sɛ mekuliko dua so a biyɛ mu tim anaasɛ constipation ɛwɔ me so wonya amuzu bitters twa woyɛ bɛsane kama obi te bu akɔhoma nanso yɛ 7 favorite food a na ne kɔndɔ ne num atro otimi nidi wonya amuzu bitters twa akɔtwetwe appetite na aba medre na wotimi ni no obedi akabo ne kama amuzu bitters ɛyɛ nsa ehwam yie pa ɛnam sɛ nnua na yɛde afrɛ ma hoɔden nti onomu a tipa biara ni akyire sɛ mɛtwa amuzu bitters ɛhyɛ manya hangover bibia sɛ ni hɔ sɛ manom amuzu bitters ma adeɛ akyi hunam yɛ me ya daabi nnua na yɛde ahyɛ nsa ne nnua ɛma nipa hoɔdene ma insecure how setipaye uhubi insaburachi how se mimwai ha menya hangover no mi hubi we ya insa miya mika kudro so a minu kudro so a minu nwa how biye ni achiri die otie mi a onu bitters biye mu a no dan on say na twa amuzu bitters na yede beba oba bi otie mi a owo menstrual pains obu ni sa obre pa no onom amuzu bitters mesebo so meso a bɛkɔ fitire kama insa ya meka ho asɛm ehu nya dene ne boɔ so nya dene sɛ dodoɔ paa na ɔpɛ to dia na ɔba santase apampatia na wafrɛ na ma 0247 77 6743 0247 77 6743 amuzu bitters ekoyie
apomodin mapadeɛ ɛno ara ne hepa plus mixture apomodin mapadeɛ ɛno ara ne hepa plus mixture
Unia, Pavi, and the plasma mixture. Malaria, Annie, say, and I'm sorry. We be the same wife, you know, you're tested positive. I am no. Say, a cool malaria morning, you know, I'm in negative. Adia, 1 hour, Hepa plus mixture, and what do you swab? I was a immune system, a strong debia, anti Pavi, a support to immune system, no. Not plasma, so to malaria, no good. Malaria symptoms, at a say, a tipaye, a fear, 1 more tour, and 1 meranomsa. Achakura 4 days, not Pavi, and the plasmox mixer, 1 mono, and 2 malaria, and asakura. And yes, I dear doctor. For 0542 778572 and 0542 807907. My dear Dronedi Pa Pavi Plasmox. And Hepa Plus Nina. A pen for about or more manufo. And Quadaw in Fidu Nunca. Our pharmacist in her bar shop. FDA, I did Jodin Cratway.
Hey, Opani, Mashusha watch, sir. Perfect series books here. Oh, my Mikoto be mamma mano. Oh, Jajai. Abua wamo say what making kind kama. What cabrofo. Wow. Nankunta walk ready. A Jajai. Wonderful. Miss Ghana for GIJ Perfect series. At 2 more dear. Jai. No dear nim D4 and a chair woman Pia. Our crutch. Nursery. Any KG. Books PAB. And our science. Creative arts. Maths. RME. History. Coloring. Computing. OWAP. Nina. A free basic 1. Equasi basic 6. English every basic 1 equasi junior high school ne ba ne combine so a owoni nyina bi English nom and maths nom me say books be any wa perfect series any bi na GS any naka enso am approval enti obata bia nkoto be maneba na so we de school bi kura betumi akotu akoton amani students o na eno kura de wo teboa no so say hwi wo mo sa set mock exams terminal exams and midterm exams at the mass school so a ehia wo mo a etufo nko
Putuaja station wa enkran danso mine first stop any omamu babia yetonto books bia for 0243 299938 and 0540 755 465. Perfect series.
Your world's future is secured.
Okrokese ma bibia yeshoshori. Internet ade hu hia pa. So we stream your favorite shows, so we book game, and a video call, and I know what do for beya. We hear internet, I know what thing. Ubetia ye jume free or bra unyo how bia. Ya de abe from Fidian nam abe for kwanso at the Dutch ben. Ye numero 4 ewo homa abribiara. And mobi na uhia ye wo homa. O mayimu baby a wo bia. Shusha Kenny Rose Wireless 0208 282810. Kenny Rose Wireless. Internet made easy.
Me kopena, make your name they sing. Me kopena, make your name she sing. Me kopena, ye koko sing. Sakofa pepe powder me kwa ujawu me shishi. 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 Shishi wrong. Everyone pay a die if we sound cover. About to keep a video. We have sound cover. Pepper soup where you know pepper sound cover. Sound cover pepper powder. A shishi raw. Sound cover pepper powder. Me powder. Me shishi. 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 Me powder. Me shishi. Me powder. Me shishi. Me powder. Me shishi. Me powder. Sound cover pepper powder.
FDA aji ejadi nkrato yatum.
Ensana nubinasha no manabo. Ensa bem no. Amuzu bitters. Você? Amuzu bitters. Amuzu bitters. Koye. Ensana nubinasha no manabo. Ensa bem no. Amuzu bitters. Você? Amuzu bitters. Amuzu bitters. Koye.
Okay, yaba yento asuna yenkwa anim. In fact, Enra huge mistake be a patcho. Enra you can say Black Star is against you know na eyochna. In fact, fine and about sunne about a baby is see me no can say cry we say 7 minutes ago and I gave a baby here. Na the choir and say Ghana ni Cote d'Ivoire and a ball Wafu Zone B Under 17 championship ne final 90 minutes by we no bia an shebi bibia we so bia an shebi ntina o say penalties Ghana shemiensa ema Cote d'Ivoire eshe and 9 enti Cote d'Ivoire na champions Ghana is second but ya qualify for the next U17 AFCON abekoso Morocco next year 2026 enti yemo Dr. Prosperity Ogumbat ya say one team I share it twice competition opening game any final game you know Cote d'Ivoire share but I mean qualification I'm sure say here kesinti o my idea so ma qualify Ghana to the under 17 AFCON I say but 2026 Morocco say game number we Ghana yentumi anye but ya this second ya dey ana
your standard in internal bakase bia and I say history in the competition maybe abakase mokase ya dey bia mediocre but of course a manager of a team no and chakura kwatisogum and oko into this competition so it is even known say selection from a group of players no e wo ho nyina no it take long notice and sana ono ankasa kra na kwa team no nti with the space of time onyaye and the fact that your first 2 games man here to say as a bibia ehwiagu after first 2 games near 1 point and sana we need a game against Niger at the mine Ivory Coast we ya share ti opushi through the quarter final you call semi ya to aso ekowini call semi final sorry call final ya call lose to Ivory Coast eventual winners so from the start na yenya ene dey meet marker say he started progressing after the defeat na yenya no to aso be qualify ma yura mu aya ba bedru final nti ka eye but this is not the standard for Ghana. We can say you're looking forward to the AFCON. We say qualifying for the WAFU no. Anyway, no, yeah, na nshada achievement who could do the main tournament in a pair more into the World Championship and Ankasana. And Ubenya the right test. No, I mean, who's a team near ready for the World Tournament, and I say we are not ready.
Okay.
So Ogum, I'm finding it difficult to say why are they?
Oh, senior, why are they?
I'm finding it difficult to say because the same baby a deal could ya near na see before or not deal could now. It is not as if we could start and not Beji Jumano, a won't fin or not a lose first game, a ball draw, and what was with so we're progressing team na kakra from the other start and all said and done. I think that second placement is bad, but we ever has said more we drew the AFCON when you head now.
All right, Zalabi
senior. Ubekaya after any Nigeria game no, me ball team na baso any head coach no, ni technical team ni management ni na baso because na die ni ehwehwe ni say the next under 17 Cup of Nations Ghana ebewo hobie. Because you can only go to the under 17 World Cup when we qualify from the WAFU to the under 17 Africa Cup of Nations proper. This all now fall within the final four now, and no chance echo world stage. Into here in the last few years now, you're missing out now, Kanu. Most of the times. Yentimi nya qualification from the WAFU zone nokra to the under 17 Cup of Nations proper. Intina fi ama yeka under 17 FIFA World Cup Ghana yebetimi abo names bi na afi yedru hon man yenhue. Enti based on the fact that we could beat Nigeria by 2-0 and book a ticket to the final of the WAFU under 17 championship and also the under 17 Cup of Nations proper. Na betimi amayenya the chance to go to the World Cup nintina me okay. But moving into the final against Cote d'Ivoire no Kanu. Na me pade ba ko na ahwe. And the last time na me see I want to see how competitive Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum side no ebeye against Cote d'Ivoire. Because see Asia Togo, Niger, Muni, Benin, Muni Adena, it means you show your dominance. But meet Senegal, meet Nigeria, meet Cote d'Ivoire, to some extent Mali near Honchrea and Ansay. And the first game, no Cote d'Ivoire share. Oh, the group phase. And you could by any Omabishia final. Right. And Tinami say in the first game, no share, no. The second game, which happens to be the final, no, ye money be konenim, ye be competitive and I think ubisasa question now, based on what has happened, no, I will say yes, we're competitive because Sautimine bo will be our show first game. I think they beat us by 3 or so. Now final game, what you mean about will be amfa bo Anthony Young connect na ko penalty shootout na no kra no difference near 4-3 there. Let us say to some extent why competitive, right? And I think a positive, especially if you look at timer. Dr. Prosper Nate Ogumfe Jumano. Any bra would nya to be with the team and san walk the championship proper no. I think so far we can say so good. Enti dia Kanu say ye ne atipen so ankasa be kwa kuhiem Morocco next year under 17 Cup of Nations no. Na fi ya build on it up World Cup qualification because a 1 year level ye can under 20 ye can under 17 any idea. Even those days are not Black Stars struggle to make appearance at the World Cup no. Teams now ne there to world map no so no. When it comes to football, na under 17. so ati ase any under 20 mu ni ade amamfo timi siri pe under 17 under 20 mu enkanu usha no why satisfied utimi main say this is really a Ghanaian team playing.
That sense of patriotism there,
absolutely,
because this GBC be show.
Yes.
So what they say, utifia TV wom.
Aye. Ana be twa kwan akọ baby TV wo ho. And those days no na black and white mo.
Oh yeah, black and white.
Eti kopo black and white ni ade. Enti yen
ade. Competition yi Switzerland 99. Na under 17 and under 20. Switzerland Ronaldinho.
No 17 because 99 Spain.
No, under 20.
Under 20.
Under 20.
Ghana and Spain go final no. 99.
Okay, Nigeria no. Okay, and the under 17. Under 17. Yeah, I'm come say Michael is here when his team do. Yeah. There's a one here no.
Say na say Michael say crack set up no.
How much chamber 5. Be 5 move 4 move on bobo matches.
Yes.
But still people.
Na man for sorry kohwe.
Yeah.
And be o why we hwe wi a.
Ani Ecuador.
Na fe no wi a no wa be konsuo. Adware ansa no wa konsuo.
Video
Oh, who there?
Sabra ne ma wo so nzu.
Hey, me konsuo.
Hey, Scandi them so konsuo down.
Na bi nye say me had that time no. Baby anacha ma edru in terms of near the buckets man of consensus.
Scandi sa. Ma ye konsuo.
99 asem
ye konsuo.
Say Scandi I just ye shed that ye abraboni ye shed that ye no movie.
Open for.
Yeah, public accounts committee. Mem pe the suban say de bia abrabo a mia na obe kai now we feel proud of it.
Oh, say sometimes
I'm not a fan of say we feel proud of our brother. Because brepa days
it is so any kwa say banisa mo there but say sometimes no
you get baby or no more. For instance, maybe papa no a government worker ti post no ko baby a wo akwara keto any option bia be di akira muduro na nzuo ni wa mo be konsuo muduro no bi ada mo be do bi
na no there
we get it but
brain ye count one I count training
no be some say ade aye hu ni say
abru training
no you say you hu ni say we suffered a childhood
sir
yes nya abi aba nanti bia 2 kilometers away and say na wanya nzuo eso na odi aba
papa mo wetremodin because that time nyese car wo ho no so man foro car
ba me
car ni ho de kwasa nsuo no
at that same point obi su tikumase ne pipe furo wo nko baby
there is no there any location
any papa for
any location
okopie baby okopie
anti besa me kire say enya there was a glorify say you what could true in anti you feel proud of our brother.
Oh no, it's not about feeling proud. Sometimes no say Scandi you look back no here the wa fam ni baby a free ni where you are where you are now what the nasi amanyame say nyame aye bi
nyame aye bi dia wa wie wa mo nana se ana ene na abeda na se
and one am difficult moments here on them no kakra bi oba nsam bia team manager
anyway
how hunu say situations na
hey Satam no be box ya obi so di mpanimfu achi mo to na makope bayi ubetimi akobe se mfa nse Scandi ahane adwisu achi baby ko echa kurom dwaben
sanu akohebo
ansanu akobe baby a TV
wono no
ne na
okukitwam TV
na ye kan fu se ya agura
ani o de na okukitwam ba
TV ru ne trimu nya de o mahwe bi obeyi si abontin na munyina mahwe
bi echa kurom na ne cell battery no so awudi e na tese bi on ma muti ho mo hwa abo wan se na animu ni emoa fun
power nasa.
You say no the next day
no could figure it no could be the mattress could be having mattress
akraba din za ha ko to TV at time aka na bra bo mun se ba trem
because I had just went to groom there na wo say nante
yes
na so obedu na bone yapon
say usi muntem say wo mo calculate especially us boxing so bi wo ya ahomache tie no to da bi e shebe
groom nu be na wo free ba akoso ko ba akoso be say ha na eja ko
okay say we there advance for because he say woko atwede ne yansia kurom ne kwadwo kurom fo a omutie de
man so side on minimum man so atwere
da bi nye ho me ka
Kenya
okay wo ka
go mu ho yetumi ne yetumi free ya unsia krum eko teacher ni be a friend teacher to
free kura eko hebo
na o die
anti mo free teacher to free kura TV wo na light mbo
say battery car battery no wo ko charge wo ku
ene e nya no on say Kanu o kan ya
ze bo no mo
am say sa me de nya no
see that's kind mo hear them wrong
unnecessary candidate na dada basem
o de be nya dada basem ba at least na ma for ba fie ho be hedi
TV for
fie
but edru baby nso na amanfo nso ba ye nso ye ho be hedi na nyame ya adoma bia medru ya
na nso ye
even wo bia oba ana yiritim ka say de bo ni so ompe no
eti o ma ya de we want to feel those days
all right and so on the Commonwealth Games be course or Glasgow the last one the course or Birmingham Ashes Moko ibi you know Ashes mo baba yara
Stevenson
akakpo mu nyina say na Commonwealth Games na next edition na baso no in the because we are countries now we are Commonwealth nations in na no days how we touch bi no e just like Olympic touch no almost dey no so kora na ne e ba Ghana ha de nan na mu akopie Jubilee House ho e na chief of staff koso no so e na ono so mu bia tese na efe owie no e na odi tuja say hwe nim se Ghana dwumade kese bi se because we betumi ayenu yie yenya athletes papa eno mo ya de ani akọ na yakọ yire hu na afie so edim krim de ni bi aba
investing in the training of professional athletes, coaches, sports scientists, dietitians and physiotherapists. Our aim is to ensure Ghanaian athletes are well prepared to compete and to succeed on the international stage. The era of unqualified athletes and officials being showcased by Ghana is over. We have a responsibility to ensure that public funds are used efficiently and transparently.
Okay, so we enen semwa the chief of staff Ora Julius Debra Edituja. Now yanko ya nimye hwa that stories here. Ene Division 1 matches so nsuo pon Fidelity etina fieshe mienu e matches a Kimfesa for Antibi. Nti Kimfesa 2 matches 1 point. Just I don't know. Brekum Arsenal Eshe Legon Cities 2-0. Elmina Sharks Eshe Sekendi 11 Wise 3-0. And the result no all home wins 2-0, 3-0, 2-0 for home side and so Pon Fidelity. On board, you know, Takwa TNA.
On board,
yes. TNA Sakura Park no.
Dabi omombo wa kompa.
Ise omo ye ho adwuma.
Omo ko akun.
No, omo chusu TNA.
Oh, the last time
TNA Sakura Park.
Now Rose Park and so kra be use ho.
Anyway, Ghana Premier League no so much back ko so ne. Bechem United and Shebi, Accra How to Folk and Shebi. How to Folk. One more brand here, I friend Abdul Karim, a pry. You started second half no no pry. Has a bia went to me and she became ye bia went to me and show fee. And he for winning the one city. But reaction from the two coaches, Stephen Desmond Issa or no Enna or head coach Emma Bechem United. Or say in fact I don't know. He said there a more dane. Now what it be Bechem for the common pam na no ti on or so be ye na Bechem as I see quite pass.
Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed in the game because of the lack of creativity at our last third. Honestly, we did a lot, and I'm expecting the boys to do more than they did today. They didn't sacrifice a little bit for the team at all. I'm surprised, and it gets me now. I'm confused.
But how bigger does it? How challenging and difficult is it? Because knowing that you've only scored 1 goal this season, and it came on match day 1. You've gone 270 minutes plus without scoring a goal.
Honestly, it's getting too much on my head because we've done goal scoring, we've done finishing a lot, and I don't know why all these things is coming. It's happening to us. Honestly, all that I can say is, as a tactical man, I have to go back to the drawing board and see what is going on. You saw in the first half we couldn't even hold the ball and play more. But when we came in the second half, because I told them what to do, and we started holding the ball. Now it's getting where we have to get to the finishing third, and that is where we are lacking the knowledge to do the creativity and get to the net.
Pressure coming up, fans expectant. Do you think there's pressure on you now?
Oh, of course, there's pressure because the fans are expecting more than what they are seeing. Honestly, I can see people calling on my head to go, but I don't care. This is trademark, going and all this and sack them on that's not part of my problem. The problem is how to get into the back of the net, and that's the problem we have now.
All right, so we are Bechem United for head coach and Yetin in Kanu. Now, reaction of Hartlepool head coach Masoud Didi Dramani on a 0-0 draw or Makobo Bechem. By the way, game no highlights in the AE for those of you who are more share on Facebook and YouTube.
Coach, hard-fought game, but you think a draw is a fair result for your side heading back to Accra?
I think so. I think that there were two halves of challenges. They started so well, and then we took over. The first half we controlled, greater part of the first half. We opened up the spaces, we controlled the tempo, and then we had the best spaces to exploit. But yes, we still needed a clinical move in terms of opening and creating the chances, and then making the goals. But I think that it's still good to still keep a very tight mode in terms of our clean sheet records.
4 straight clean sheet this season. You are yet to concede. You think that is what boosts the confidence of this team going into every single game?
I think I've said it time and again, and I'll continue to say that there will be difficult games. The pitch is very good terrain. There are games, especially playing against teams that don't have points. They are playing at home. They are a very formidable side at home. They rarely lose games here, and so you want to break them. And you can understand that you need something more extra. You need a strong mentality that I earlier on spoke about. You need to keep up the intensity of your play, and you need to keep that energy and the effort that you need to perform.
You've lost another player, key player Abdul Karim. Are you scared now? Are you worried about the injury concerns, gradually creeping into the team?
I think it is a normal situation when it comes to football. You need to make room for 2% injury rate of your squad. You need to make sure that you're carrying the entire 35 players that you have, including the younger ones, so that we can always try as much as possible to manage and then be able to keep the players with deloading moments, especially those who need deloading. You saw that we brought Kalkari very late because he has something in the hamstring, and we needed to salvage that to bring in Prince Kobna Usu for him to have 60 minutes, and then we can manage the last 15 minutes.
All right, so I don't know. Now, man of the match, Ekoma, Bechem United midfielder, 19-year-old Emmanuel Sefa, Yentino.
Game in the Nanya Agro, Tina, or Nicha, and top side of the Ghana Premier League in the normal Bobono. And Yagro, and ever started giving pressure with Sodada.
But only Frank Amankwa and a ball pivot, no. You're a young guy, just 19. Or share experience and not the guy they wanna. Do you think it was just good enough for you today? I will give my boy.
Yeah, a good man because I'm motivating me. Say the woman when me impio mama so bia almost so yet send party send me akomani bia na do imuni nyina ida go nti no say coach me boamti me da na sepa so say wa boa mama ti manya sa abaso body
o bo game ni na team hint me win how
mpacha ha me pa because who be the man of the match na sem fa so bia ma so martin o do nya 1 point and by enya no na na hwehwe.
Okay, so we Emmanuel Sefa and Yetin in Kanu. And the game and they 1-1. But Abbas and Abbas Kasana and said and some crying and some crying the results no or just say football win draw lose the woman near the idea. But me who say draw you tomb.
Another was another that supporters on Twitter in our football and never means supposed to be a 1 point, 3 points, and so it's the number 1 point, and I'm giving you better than this. The football here. Again, now, first half, I support the game in our first half. But second half, we will lose game to a Bechem for now. Who said then I'm going and the first half, when the same thing. Second half, on the Sana, it's here. It's the idea was a difficult thing. You can't know what you but the second half, supporters now with the Kanu bomb. The better technical team said, "Maybe a little free at the idea. I have a fire to promote them to the money." Karim Brana or Brown will be affecting because born and a Karim Bona, and I'm a midfielder Sonic. If you play enough, I'm a midfielder. I watch it. My born only 3 passes to the crowd. If you are born and never 3 passes by 7. Yeah, I pass. I want to know my difference. Want to know my difference. If you Karim Brana, affecting the ball now.
All right, Susanna here. But in other news, you know, and then now a match can see because now yeah, Man United ma and Chelsea ma. Chelsea man be people more be share first go by United for the take and to give me and they 1-1. And to we share a money league now. Chelsea, you start season no more ball 4 matches that should be out 12 points. But ne United have stop here. United toss me 11 points. In fact, yeah man ya dey che man tin komo pa. Omuma man nko bom man league na man nko bom man league no. Go ya mai pa de. Omiti ni Maresca mo tie gina. Maresca with that cool pa man here. Omiti ni o ma tie gina. Yeah man do mini bo. Japan New Year as a year me as out and I go be or say
Sure, let's foot pa.
Yeah. A man do winning bobo pa. They keep and go.
Over who coach you know me coach member team.
Mwa graze o mungo vani ma amuri ntu.
Ai maskena.
Skinny as one. Skinny as one. Oye good. Oye coaching pa. Oya de. All right. Bien to stories no so. Na nyame adbot na league no match ba ko beba so. Swedro Blacks womo ene Bibiani Gold Stars na airball. Na yenti coach is now head of the game. We Ahmed Ibrahim Fati, the Egyptian coach for Swedro Blacks.
Bibiani is very good team with very good quality. They compete in very high level in Africa Cup. They have good and experienced player. We do our job and we waiting the game to for us. What happened last game is we still searching the way that we can get good result away. So our player trying the best. We doing all our best to give them satisfied and for the supporters that we always try our best to let them, I will not say satisfied but to give them good results and to let them be happy and also to be proud that they supporting us. Just we seeking from them to come here in the stadium to be with us, to support us until the last moment. They always +1 for us. They always +1. And they giving us a spirit, they giving us a power, so we can face anyone here without any doubt that we can win here. We need patience because we have young teams. They are coming from down. Most of the players that coming from the second division the first division last season, and this is our own team. So we giving them the support. We giving them the chance to get some mistakes sometimes, to build the personality and show our identity. So we are not worried about this. We going on and we develop our team. Such we need sometimes, and we need them, the player, to be quiet, and we need them to fight enough until the last moment, always to get good result.
All right, so Egyptian coach Oda Swedro Blacks for now. I don't know. He said yeah, ununyoye. Omo pa no zi no ajesu oza. Hey, em za gwe mama be am kubi aka no. But yenhwe nana amankwa ono ejina masas caretaker coach for Gold Stars. And wa kasafa akinsi omukwa kobo ewo Swedro china no ehu. But first of all, they are chopa ma bibiani for ne Gold Stars achita fu nyina across the world. For Africa no mukoya nkoye nti chama pitolo mo ne chezemu amuwo bibiani ni ade oso pamacho Africa na nkoye kra.
Menchia Gold Stars etiefo yina enkanka supporters no na enkantra omo say sorry and I say omo shedding say omo expectations concerning the Africa no na omo nim say betimi akọ enimu enso so amba ne sa nti omo fanche team no na yɛntoa edwumadi a yɛdi ne so enim sɛ ɔmo taa echi a ana nneɛma nyinaa etimi kɔ yie nti yɛ sorry to them then yɛ bɔ mpa yɛ sɛ yaba yi nneɛma a yakosua kakra ne nneɛma a ɛsɛ yɛ no etimi ayɛ ma na akɔ so yɛ sorry to them ɔmo antaa echi a anka bi mpo a yɛ ntimi ngye league nti ɔmo expectation no yɛnim sɛ ama ne saa ɔmo fa nkyɛ yɛn na ɔmo yɛnhwɛ league no nso so ɔmo ntaa echi ɛma yɛ.
All right, so Nana Yamankwa ena yetini nkano. Na osa say Africa na omo akono. Ose ebe impacte e wo mu team no so positively zanze wo hwa. Players na ko huni de wo mu se obetu kwan akobo Africa. To me pese o mesa akobiem no eno ne ade a ebe push Gold Stars afi.
With experience boys ye ko hunya ye e wo Africa no. Etimi a motivate you almost say Africa no kra no say different ball all together. Nti say ultimate league na ebetimi aboa nti ekwan bi so no Africa no so be share omo kran na ma game yi omo timi a left omo games no psychologically that is sa na be ye omo adwini mu no be say there be ye yire ye ho na etimi league na ebetimi asaso akwa Africa bio nti no ye one of the psychological aspect abeboa boys no if omo dwene sa ana two coming to here no omo background no na supporters no wo ho ma wo mo aye new team no de omo pese kwan bia so no omo home game ni de omo ba wini nti omo so say share boys men crying and boys no so edit mo say omo so be make sure say omo nya omo so second win from away.
All right, so no ba krakra no kasa dia fa Kingston ho ochina omo ne Suedro All Blacks.
You say nyame adom ye beduru asumdwem ye beduru Tuesday no enwumre Wednesday and start your preparation one session and there ye beto aso ni aye two you say preparation no ohwa ni nyina no e free Africa aba no nti preparation ye hyase pre-season ni mo a na di ball top 4 a di ball ya be prim samria ye san be ball league nti enheda nye smooth said ye pen no but it's okay because say o free ahwiase mu na wo sorry na wo ba e wo say the city nti ye okay e possible obia ni nature ebinim wo a on betimi atinu with the system no because enya risk akra fatigue ni dey em free ho then so that's where I say player bia no utimi endure that fatigue no na botaya si oni so no utimi achieve and dey entimi yin free ho kra dan ya continue no unu say ya ha continue mu adin kakra enti dan ya fatigue kakra ho ye manage say dey be ya ebeduru ono betimi ateki omo timi aya ade me say ohwe league ya ye boya Gold Stars afi na boy second game first game you born home against Bechem and a second game and it's this time we are ball against All Blacks one away and I hope say All Blacks okay on paper now baby almost free bar they said the almost home a city a very very difficult game but don't forget say Gold Stars and your champions almost J League top 4 and you almost Ghana champions and going there no a very very difficult game but I hope say Gold Stars ebetimi free mu aba nkunimdie mu.
Okay. Enti sa ena etie e wo sa Kingston mu. Na kese ba koso ba so kwesi ada no ya Asante Kotoko ne Pando Heart of Lions enra yetie coach Karim Zito ne pre-match conference no on the game but Henry Ansu a defender for Asante Kotoko one so de kakra tuja fa Kingston no o se Kotoko ejita for mon kama makuma ntum yem match here on force no mashama.
I think say Heart of Lions now for the first 4 matches ni like intiminya win that and going to this game I think say like a very difficult game but still we are sure our fans say we are going to beat them Sunday. Oko game be muna last game we win here going into the next game no think say Bora no go high the new players no ball Baba rather no any on better say because by game no it's not an easy game even though fans never expect more from us and I say first game a ball Kumasi a check June things fans never expect a lot from us so encourage you say be like pressure be on bomb so I think say Okano more a very good side ever try say a big going by a plans. I think they a plans where everything is going to work for us. The rest of fans they say I do my Sunday. I'm better yachi. I'm for support my. Now we to the players we are going to make them happy.
All right, so we are Henry Ansu. Yem faster than be ma Radifie Herbal Center. Almo Cronumbosie, Red Park, Ninchenwa, was a brana, onshore Yari Mao. Or specialists that were the treatment of STIs. Yari to say gonorrhea, syphilis, candidiasis, Ninano, a bit 81, Udweniatre ho. Dr. Dano Semenkos one come say epilepsy, Treyarian will be swa, Munimam Fanimra ho. The all pressure, typhoid, ulcer, malaria, dear, or bonus edgy. Yaria who don't na mumfamra, Bema wa ho demo form, or Baswa Munyatinka, Munina Muntumika, Emra, Cronumbosi, Red Park War. And now the Mumfred Dr. Penny, it was 0241 093 915. 0241 093 915. It's my kitchen restaurant for se bra bedidi, bra be boa no so correct pa. Bedidi ne di ye. What you say? Na it's my kitchen for Kumasi ase de ubia tiomudinda. Ubia ni mo omono bia sumpo enim ho. Kumasi ha. Nti bia wo de afim aba Kumasi foforo. Any more mo Kumasi dada no so me kai mo. Say the best place so kopi bibidi no. It's my kitchen. Baba Yara Stadium. Traffic light nin chen wa. And I'll be who it's my kitchen. Omo delivery Kumasi ababy I will be no from one. Omo dem aduane be ma rider bro CCA. Promo ekoso on Mondays we talk catfish obenya aduane free account. Aduane see of wow choice. And Wednesday be a pizza out of akwa benya 2. Bankuni tilapia yawa de be out of akwa benya 2 plates. Almost several natural fruit juice, local cocktails and afi Chinese in Miania who do nyina bi wo ho. Almost space omo renting for event be apeso e bi ant Mr. Frey 0265 707070 0265 707070. The fearsome 3 Hepa Plus, Pavi and a Plasmos. Dr. Benedict Bae or say for general well-being. You know, say hunam ni mukina na hunam na nenya wode obetumi fighting yare. So what you say nti we no ayeseti dudo no. Ehyew mama hoden soronko. Eyew bibia yie ma che enoma koye demand misraw to Hepa Plus baako Pavi baako na Plasmos ehu nafa yew dada ezio de bia unum sa beboa purely herbal purely herbal any side effects be antiana wahye so na the tiene say Obafred Dr. Ben was 0542 77 8572 0542 77 8572 and 0542 807 907. All right, Benivo, Mama Yemshe has a ball Bechem away and Bechem United still almost finding almost first victory of the season, even almost first goal of the season. Almost well said, but for so folk, another day, another good first half, and another poor first half. What is second half. It is an Abbas air can. I think it was almost the same situation against 11 Wonders. Yeah, so. My name's Kanu. Yeah, game no.
Sure. And I mean, your time for a game, nina. Thanks to the production, a year, na. First best 15, 17 minutes, no, has were in the picture. Until Bechem for no, a walk almost self into the game, and then they took control over the game. Almost able game, no, and decent chances crowd game, no, to miss one and a create, but second half, no. Minim whether has a coach enough time for preseason when enough time for preseason internal the conditioning of the boys no because I show in the last 3 games no aboning na say omo drop off in term I was second half no ya bebo be 70th minute be we now say has every game no na opponent na bam stronger it detected the game now the Mahaso folk and clearly and as with Bechem United and I mean him say omu elusu omu 2 central pen and run me budi na which is Francis Twene any abrantia a friend said kwajo na me some best struggle with Frank Amankwa in the middle and would him say na has a folk central midfielders and a brepa e will give him say on betimi anya omunema right but for Hasselfolk, in as much as Omo go through one of the in quote difficult moments league mono, the best thing is that they are not conceding. To imagine has team ni jelly we ni jinaswa. Because in games or more anshano, they are still in the game because opponent anshano. The kakra na coach na finding a redeem we are. And that is when they be a bit who has to folk better. But for today's game, na any game na there. On a couple of occasions, na say around here friend Benjamin Asare is shown experience and the quality no one to make sure so big people has in the game. And then therefore for most part of the game, or more attack here, and shut down quiet through around here friend Okra. Oba game kakra no ko. Oba mu anoko. Anye Okra you say when your big games or a dominant to game throughout. Oba press fullbacks na and also oba attack fullbacks na nema ehunu sa oha no aba picture nim kakra no aba midfield aba pass be to no sa back to the lines no so enti we nya a very good day and affect between for no plan and Binsone the coach of House of Folk which is Masu Didi Dramani and I decided to be playing out of the game so that the other players no has bit me isolate your momentum but and in terms of passing movement on the pitch utilizing spaces no coach Didi Dramani tai kan wasempa and bechem for mum yusu utilizing spaces bebre or park na so na House of Folk for mum na create spaces na the momo munya kwan exploit your more on so for has the good thing to say what has biano they struggle in the latter part of the game. But in 4 games from Abono, Obakaso almost struggling has still not conceded. Bo enyanto mone team. So kakra na team ne pick we are. But for Bichimsono ohwe omo system of play na more like some person who could have born and all pass it too many times in the middle. Team all pass it be brace Oma the opponent the time to regroup and defend very well. And I make Okra and when you see Okra too much in the game, you know. If you want on pre ball no do and son no has final third. Ubedru no na has for regroup until any time be omoko has for boxing no. Has were very organized to respond to or more threat no more deba no. Ti hu Abrante friend Kevin no SCB when we fly no a balloon ball no every box no the call a ban no fly no a balloon the call simply because Bechem were passing too many times in their own half so direct at opponent o kon be 2 3 4 likely say opponent in be mistake but the moment you hold on to the ball and be passing it around o kwanu when yes was hard no ho dia ba pass kono na o momu regroup to defend very well but Prince Ousu Kwabna it be an sharpness na echo because for a very long time now on active competitive games mu and for any kakra me hwe no unse na sharpness na ni nim no from Go Stars no echo the coach will have to work so much on him to bring him back to sa pace no na ahoden na no yusu e the game mu club your friend Go Stars drew baby or catch the eyes of Kotoko or catch the eyes of House of Folk here eventually while landing House of Folk after so to go and combine for Masu Didi Dramani he still have a lot of things to do to keep the boys in fine shape on bit my game throughout and yes I born no more bono ushie team or yeah an attacking minded team no bebo 90 minutes in has been a problem ushie team or more attacking no more the energy to play 90 minutes has been a lot of problems and sa boss the back will crumble and then will collapse mistakes am opportunity abama any team and also be a team it's even good for House of Folk the American first 4 games no it's very good for House of Folk that they are not in Africa no bet me opportunity asheshe niema won kran hwa ama Didi Dramani experience beba to bear and no master to say omoye competitive no mtc be Africa yet me ho much better but the omoye there any team that plays direct football no be attack has ebe keep omo ho in the 90 minutes ni nyina no has been a lot of problems, Kanu.
All right. Kofi, Didi, minim deɛ ba asɛ ɛyɛ deɛ but asɛ
ɛnyɛ saa
mbɛsɛ mɛka ne sɛ ɛnyɛ saa but
me de me can say
that convincing and I too early.
Oh, ɛnyɛ too early because of the nature of the job. Who say has from 14th na watara di omoba to phone nations for other Roma. Who say nations ko ya deductive or more points no nema has nya to phone right. Do the emphani say nkenye nations asem na nke bianca top 5. And our Tara di finish here.
Are you being fair to us? Ose, are you being fair to us?
Make a DC here.
DC ni na ka born ho bi.
Okay.
Omo koya de papa anke ntom. Ni na ka born bi na has the 4th.
It has the 4th. And okay, that's the point. Now when you sure say na has epe 4th na nko maintain Watara. The very moment I had to folk decide say or more party ways with Watara. Na did abe take over no. No mpeso omo kire said they want something better than the Watara edema omo meboa.
Sure.
Na yes, I agree say did the first season ni. Time of fair Jumano and Chebia no ball. Was it the President Cup against Asante Kotoko which he lost. Any idea in between that time no.
I think since then, how's Lusu game, man?
Yes.
Yeah, since Lusu to Kotoko, no,
because top 4 they didn't lose a game. I think I'm draw back no we need 2.
And Homo World Cup, Omoje,
Omo Lions.
And about cup back with Omo.
And Omo Derby
Democracy Cup and some J.
Omo Olympics 1.
And our league, you know, 4 matches in here. Yeah. So I'm saying about 10 games. Oh, 3 in the top 4.
Okay.
So far 4 in the league.
In the league
IS7.
And cup games me.
And cup games me. 9.
Okay.
Unbeaten. And he did you why pa govi.
Oh me ba ho say say Mate. Enti ye nyina ye gitum se didi ofa adwuma ne nkyeye. But baby ananka me ba no abeti asi we se ano. Agro. Matches a wabo no. Wabo matches pa o. I was by this time no you who say team no are taking a certain shape. But what the point na me making I say?
Sure.
Because Yemfani say offer Juma the first game against Asante Kotoko. And Okra in the first half has had a very good game. Second half, Opa bit me dia share mistakes are kunedu ya dombe ye. Usasa our game no na Kevin or says be a second half no.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do Adam. I didn't see ni so.
And Piero Darling boy Piero Kuchiri Moa, Omni the Cocotuno.
Piero, where Jai has a same can hold that's
oh, Cabo Cocot.
So, ain't he? The first half was good, but second half Kotoko take over na Kotoko share. Tihono, as you first half performance, neye pa. Ain't you know, science near positive. Ena ode toa so ebo the Homo Cup against Pando Heart of Lions. Okay, before that game, Ena Coach Bashir Hifford say last year they came, they saw they couldn't conquer, but this year they are coming not to only come and watch, but to also conquer. Eventually, has won that game. And he was so aware. I mean. Team no they are making progress mebwana. Then the Democracy Cup against Great Olympics. If you look at the rivalry between us and Olympics, no, me sure say nunti krana organizers of the Democracy Cup epic Olympics as has opponents, even though Olympics ever Division 1. And also has went through, they won by a goal to nil. And again, we could see say the performance is I could do a certain level. And Omdiru at top 4. 3 games against Kotoko, against Gold Stars, against Pando Heart of Lions. They won 2, they drew 1, and Omdinya 7 points. Again, the performance was good. But he started league, the first league game no Kanu na issue ni nyese has a draw keke but na the general team play no de yehu ewo President Cup against Kotoko, Womoho Cup against Heart of Lions, Democracy Cup against Olympics. Any omode bebo the first league game o the top 4 no so kra fe no ka ho. Na as a performance na could do a certain level. Na fe as a has fans no more appetite no as a abasro o ma o say na o mu kon no team no kra na o mu kwa asase e do team no. But the first league game against Ohio United at home has intimianse. The issue was not just about their inability to win, but the general team play no na a drop it, especially in the second half. Even if you pick has any dreams now, has a share nimpa. Kanu, in terms of the general team play no, dreams were so close. And Sana Obebo against Odate Lantis 11 Wonders. And so I give na minu ne second half need especially by last 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes no. It was all about 11 Wonders. And me cry at some point and na me can want say because say e be unfair say Wonders enya a goal in that game, but eventually has protected that one goal no and no modify 3 points nina. And the issue now is that Kanu baby anase supporters na appetite no Osei Akoto no any the last 3-4 games in the Ghana league no Saudi has performance no to ho as a declining. But Didi kept promising say as they move along team no will improve. And ye kwaya nim no see improvement na see hu sa say again performance ne conform dia. Ordinarily supporters will begin to raise issues. And until now who omo obechem no no omo happy after the game no because second half ni ye ba be pon no one way ya be ka say has mo na share bechem United colors no krom colors na ye green on. Yes, it was all about Bechem United. Maybe you can say at that point Hartlepool wanted to protect 1 point, but then yes has a show edo protect 1 goal ni dia fa 3 points no na a draw and a has airball, but almost all the players were just inside the Hartlepool 18-yard box and a Bechem ball around near there. The good thing is that they could defend well. But on some occasions, indecision on the part of Bechem United attackers. Ena, Emma Omantimian finding the back of the net. And you say, Mindra Name Kawa has said, Media Mihuni said, this is likely to be the toughest game as ever so far in the season. Because Wonders, Dreams, and then Ohio United. Now the two Bechem United who any Bechem United games are no mabo any the fact that no mun to me nya results na omudi ani brebebem na I expected a tough game, but now me expect say bedru baby Bechem be pini has sa 2.5 and Kanu yes so far had folk and concede here but ye can in so no open in 4 Premier League games has 2 goals so even though one concede yet. And it is not as if they are scoring more. Ena omun concede. Oh, I think that Jumano baby ananka didi peja kona no ase asaba na chikakra. And I don't know why. Because what promises say ye ko animu we keep seeing some improvement no. So and he needs to get to work. He needs to put things together.
But I'm sure that in as much as you're very much aware of the facts for to me more goals, no. Or try as much as possible to so consider. In the end, there's a house and so crana or the 1 point bekufi. Because I will power the ball to the net there. Easy. And I think Benjamin Asari will save more pa. Asari prove the
Asari there obeko Morocco yo. And Adria na china kro bitu ako.
Yeah.
Into one way the next league game si ebe bonko ade Asari may not be available.
Asari kwa ya dey say match go boy. Obi ango mo.
Me kra madwen say Asari nti no mbo match ni Friday no so that obetumi awie ni ntem na wa join ni Black Stars e wo Morocco. So
yeah.
Enti Kanu he needs to do more. But me dey I'm not too hard on Didi because madwen yam say quality na e wo ho no. Edding, you say no say na me site Kotoko say so far Kotoko team no. Now here first level no kra we see nche na ko he bencha options wo ho more. But ha se de no. And they say obosa 4-3-3 no. With Benjamin Asari in post. Ransford Mensah left back. And oboya mankwa be few right back. And upon Fran ne Kevin Osei a partner I was center back ho. In Finfio, Rafael Amponsa, Abdul Karim, unfortunately, Onusuku Praye, and Mohammed Hussein, and a Nimu Treno, Prince Ousu Kwabna, left, Martin Kakari, right, and Hamza, Elidi attack, no, what the Kohehas bench, no, Kwesin Ketia,
goalkeeper,
Sheriff Schweib,
also a goalkeeper,
Baba Adem.
Kwesin Ketia, so a goalkeeper.
A goalkeeper, or a goalkeeper, only
so the keeper be a man. Oh, I think Ho United also.
Sir, and you also me checking ye.
Anyway, twaso.
Ena he bench no Baba Demu Aroki, Gamana, Mauli Wayo, Inoka Subonten, Frank Abora Duku, Gordon Kujo, ena Henry Kweku Kwating. On the bench in your rich. On the bench no. Oh,
they say I Duku no nanze no starting games nibi.
Banti say na edu baby na ayure soro na wode na ko benchi. Enti yon e kire no the infant say Prince Ousu Kwabna start enkoye. You want to change ana Hamza Isa start enkoye. Wo pese wo change na odi obi ba. Okofa Frank Abora Duku ana pa akumu. But in the case of Kotoko betimi a start abetamu a se nkoyi a kwa mi poku betimi aba ba ku ikura minta kura na se yehu ba bi
minta opra
okay
na donzo so
morphine donzo so ho enti I think say after this season say has made winning the league there on be demanded too much from Didi by we na first 3 woman is a good start na omon pe more quality mano that's when they can demand more but as it stands now there I don't think he has enough especially on the bench. Any Abdul Karim ehu akokan. Why pa na be timi do nsa si Ubaka say obegina mfimfin for hearts of folk. This say or Shefte Hussein.
Obi a wo so hwe by names. Probably e bia mo good bench no mo ya de pa ba.
Hwe omunyina ya hwe omunyina.
Omuni ebi on mo
na ze Kwesin Ketia ya hwe no. Baba Ademu ya hwe no. Rocky Jamna ya hwe no.
Oh, Rocky Jamna hwe no has that.
Oh, now Rocky say Rocky yenim dada.
And he passes on.
Mauli
wayo the same. Why you
last season?
Mauli wayo was on top scorer last season. Meboa. Yeah, why you?
Na top scorer last season was 33 bench.
Say no only just a bench near pa. So be two on party and as a bench near. Bench near.
Okay, alright. Me dem who say
Rafael problem from midfield.
Problem back with your quality no.
Chairman Solo so the crata command Kotoko MC no. Na me boni to for na some of them mu nyina so part of say mpenifo ya mu ekuo ni mu ni ade ka o mehwe Kotoko match de o mam really free. Registered old players. Kotoko legends no. O mam ye registered.
Akupa for nana.
No, so mu Kotoko legends
okay. And they say you win
could go see appear munina obi a Francis Akwafo munina pa. Yeah. Also mom ko hwebo free. And then past chairpersons. Kotoko mo di animu pe no.
Dr. Kwame Chie.
Dr. Kwame Chie ba money twem no ko hwebi. And children under 18 years of age, akwada only 18 years. Mom hwebo ni be free. Chairperson of the Fabulous Ladies. Kotoko Emanu ze nkwanya Kotoko Martin ze maami abibi atanu na wansem no muka obehwebo man hwedi free
and say the Kotoko absorbing.
And I'll say security personnel officially assigned for duty on match days. Yeah. The security personnel are officially assigned. There's only about free that.
no dey so be adwuma
but there no
on the day no oba stadium dada
and almost so free no
I honor
I wonder I'm confused and number some just the police ni bia we be okita ID card bi am go anyway I like yeah hano aha enoma senior
enoma be brave
there's one particular guy be or TikTok min account min family din to me trim da the content ne say oko stadiums England eko filme match day hospitality eko so
I'm say keen and
oko teams bi obi on ma o 5th division senior 5th division ni 6th division for ni ade otimi ko nyina kurase team baby but senior wo hwe the way omosi a chehye wo monema Mad hospitality be didi before yeah one the ma kwhye no didi magimani ansa na match na hyase kurase team o otimi ko Old Trafford or Stamford Bridge Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or just England stadiums there ne dia no
shego kura na take reactions
but
camera and the mistake man ko fa park na so ma bless my family has as a keen until any no
o dem pen videos
myself
has it you yeah old players yeah legends any there are a lot of escafo beyond man ka bi anko match day metumi o mepese o mba be chele kakra ni ade batinia ukotena kunya fini na so na ahwe ni ade but Sunday dey mu yanko kuvi we dem yanko
Marcel so my information be say and Hussein Mohammed Hussein he was not in the lineup for Hatsafolk until there was an error there and he say lineups ne be by no na
has
ankasa post lineup
me check your mo Twitter
I don't know why
man post lineup
and I know superstition ni bia
bia network
we prosecutor bit me a charge o man
the prosecutor and we din kura mu echi kura no a charge Amuzu garlic bitters dupa mesro ko pebi na tonom ebeboa no madupa garlic adura beboa na afei atesra de tama wo honam no so enwema hodo aye osi akwan ma enwema entumi enko mu yie no pajaze moja ntumi nko bibia wo se ekọ no just say ni nyina na be clear free Amuzu garlic bitters obi a the pressure was rubber form the sugar was rubber form so Amuzu garlic bitters on fast word also until we akoto bi nom na tobi ma maame ene papa obi a stroke patient bi a muntobi ma no ebebo na pa Dr. Amuzu say ba show bi am bi wo na ase bi na be friend na wa friend was 0247 776743 0247 776743 on call catering services on call for say open so moye aduane ma na de she fridge mu so ati ase open say omoye aduane ma na de serve awo e wo wedding ase engagement and a program bia ye otu badin de oye bia idomo ba be hia aduane dodo bia no omadwuma no open say surprise will be with breakfast and a lunch basket from omo no kama kumasi ase de omo olina care laundry nchen wa ena kromo ase so omo ho ena konongo omo ho but offer telephone number ya which mean you didn't come off from there 0244 11 5026 0244 11 5026. All right, your birthdays kakra befa calls mamunstru mbekasa and then the birthday of Elizabeth Amankwa our Bremen UGC Elizabeth or nurse ni o kama super na from ono anadamfo I want to see a friend Elizabeth. Lizzie no. Hey, Lizzie the onamvu. Scan me who be that. Says we'll be our friends. Pa. Lizzie. Lizzie friends do also do. Omu nyina zo ho ofe. Enti o see Elizabeth Amankwani na na woda nti wishing happy birthday man nti Auntie Lizzie.
We na nurse na dey all wishing.
Omu nyina.
Oh okay.
Nyina. Yeah. Ti. Saran so na Irene. Scandi say Irene there okay ni ye pa Irene na na dia grow fi ha but say we a professional teacher boy djuma pa na ya sechere wa yes e bi so friend na depa Or heavy pa. And then
Sure.
that. Me and wishing a happy birthday. Was it Sunday you crop about Besrai?
Oh, that's nice.
It is Sunday.
Yeah, but him.
T. I mean, show. We seen a Dofo Pa Lydia Fosuhima, our fashion designer, our Anguma so. And then I would that. Na ne dokain ura kwesi kese. Wano ne diaba say yam wish no a happy birthday. Enti Nyamisha will be Auntie Lydia. And Saranson and the birthday of Madam Hasia Hamidu, or a teacher new or town or so Anglican. Na nikunu Sharif Muhammad. Samsona Ibrahim. Sharif Muhammad Ibrahim, aka Chef Fashion, our great cocode. And also the wife from Lonti. Yeah, mano, happy birthday. And Madam Hasia Nyamisha pa. And then the birthday of Dr. Seth Edubuaten, Hita Ministry Director for North Central Ghana Union of SDA Church. And also a medical director at New Leaf Hospital. Honorable Stephen Fusuma Racing and Gift Osei Ajima teacher ni Ewo University of Energy Sunyane Enomodi Abase Young we show penny kesi a happy birthday to Dr. Seth Edubuaten. Doc Nyankopon shira pa. Na de twa to kwama Phobi. Yes, and ewa woda Phobi. Phobi edin Phobi am de pa. Wo ahafu mem. Na adwoa eno so we show happy birthday to Phobi. Nyankopon on shira.
Ensana nubina shano manabo. Ensa bem no.
Amuzu bitters.
Você?
Amuzu bitters.
Amuzu bitters.
0505225578 0505224944. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, our boss.
Setu Nasta.
You Setu, yet you.
Na has brought my board. But at the end of March, and they dream to them on board. Omo Augusta, the very good stars. Omo Kotoko. Omo Chelsea. Kaya kwa mwana mwa. If you know Momo, the man Momo no. Momo here on the city more. Mama getting in Nadia. Send the Kotobashi to
You, Esadasi. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, Chief. But yeah, we didn't design.
Indiana phobia, the Catholic man to cancer.
You phobia, it you.
You get the citizen in the your best heart of company. Come on, press your papa heart. The supporters me and bragging to. And second year in the moment, he has the and then I register like a team who want making a good summer high. And cool you can. I tell you, because you say you start talking the your best stress, your best stress of company. It's good for me as a woman. And I'm
okay, all right, you, that's hello.
Kanu.
Yes, sir, Chief. Udi.
But again, we saw a junior about me. Man, so I'm talking to
oh, Chama, yeah, go ahead, it's you.
Kanu, the thing, and it's a Mamentia Bagazi.
Oh, that be a dream come on, Kaza.
Mamentia can maintain flag bearer, doctor. Excellency, the former vice president. And China, you know about me, and China. And China is our community. Now, can we? Let's repass more Casa Mode. You watch him and so you now, many again, let's propose our other 2.4 anymore. And 24 and in say, oh, person, you register woman, I say, recognize all person. So Moko Stadium, my man, I want grow any attention Mumba Stadium. And under 18 years, you know. Maybe someone now, the Moko Stadium, you perceive born now, you this time. You look park and your president, one you could remove. And as you could replace him, and then phone one, Quadana, when you're 18 years, you know. They are more for some money in the born, so I say. I never bought a mass, you know, because I could not see Nippon and Kanko Park, Nipaba Park, so I say, necessary. And then when you start proposal, next affairs, you know, players, you know, now at the Amkoya, Nigeria, you can travel my so name moment to no day. You get a year, but we near Africa, the Africa, namely, the Nankata. and the Africa, the let's say, among your monocom, Chairman to live a bill,
all right, that's it. Hello?
Hello,
yes, sir. Yamaje. Major Zumia, young way.
Yeah, not what is it?
Oh, yes, Namiadum, your money be here, young way.
Many I can supporters you are better as well. We support you thing because that also we have measured with the kind of work that we use. There has been that players by now can sing this idea on that. Me and I have something from the players, Papa. Yeah, I can not get the other man actress after the after. I have to say something.
Oh, the person guys on moon pepper pan be bonin few. Pepper pan make papa for no more under than air contextual.
Oh, no contextual. There's a question of in some extent, when you're satisfied, that's what is driving me. We have almost son of 1.5 hours for the past seasons. I have been there 3-4 seasons. The about 4 matches, the half, and 8 points. Last season, the game war, if you don't play strike, you buy empty-handed. Can you got all the field? Don't play strike, have empty-handed. Can you one? And also about 50 points. Is it an improvement? Is it an improvement? How did you take that well? We should give money power. Injury to Karimu. In the football, we make it Papa. First of all, let Karim German. Not the for the we were finding difficult there. Therefore, I'm a boss to win. The injury to Karim have 30 points in power. So he did very well managing the game, even to get a player people in the Kramasu. Football, I never said, oh,